following the production of WEGL 91.1 FM.
Just want to Roby with the one-handed jam!
WEGL 91.1 FM and WEGL Sports, where every game lives, presents Beauregard men's basketball.
Goodson with a steal. He wants more! And one again!
It is a high school basketball Monday night in Beauregard. The Beauregard Hornets are set to take on the Trinity Presbyterian Wildcats out of Montgomery. The Hornets look to improve its record to greater than 500 following a great momentum generated by a great win generated by a 28-point victory over 7A Smith Station. We have the countdown to first tip coming right up. This is Beauregard Hornets basketball on Weagle's social media platforms. Welcome into Beauregard High School as we get set for Beauregard versus Trinity. I'm Jacob Hillman sitting alongside my color partner, Levi Fitzwater, and we're set for an exciting high school matchup tonight. And Levi, Beauregard got a dominating victory over a 7A opponent in Smith Station on Friday night. Does that prove this team's demeanor of not backing down from any opponent?
Yeah, I mean, we've seen it a lot this year. They faced off against Opelika, another 7A school in the opener, and then they turned around and played Auburn the next game and won the first game against Opelika, lost against Auburn, very close game in that loss that came down to a shot at the buzzer in both instances, the win and the loss. So this team has the talent and the grit to really push anybody that comes in here and plays them.
Jason Clare's caught fire these last few weeks, including multiple 30-point games. What's been the key for him to just catch this fire lately?
Being open. I mean, the kid is lights out from three-point range, and that's not the only part of his game. He's a great driver as well, but that's his bread and butter. If you leave him open, he can go unconscious from behind the arc, and that's a big spot today. He's been hot the past few games, and I'm sure Trinity's going to try their best to stop him.
And following another win over a strong opponent, I'm sure this is a focus. Coach Justin Johnson in his first year has taken several approaches to get his team's attitude right. How important is this week following the victory over 7A Smith Station for this Beauregard team?
Oh, it's largely important because when they played Opelika, they came out a little lackadaisical in practice that week, and you really don't want to see that kind of eating the cheese, as they call it, again. You don't really want to see them buying into that hype. You really want to see them kind of come out here and really play from start to finish consistently and not just kind of approach it, be lackadaisical, and rest on your laurels.
Well, we are just a few minutes away from tip-off, and teams look good warming up. Both sides did. Beauregard looks fired up, and as well as the Wildcats from Trinity. Man, what do you make of those warm-up pants?
Oh man, they are colorful. They remind me of a little bit of Harlem Globetrotters. They got the old school snap-on that you rip them off like you're in the NBA. I gotta say, they're a little different, but I actually kind of like them.
I'm here for a little bit of different, the red, white, and blue for Trinity Presbyterian. Looks good on those pants, I think so, and with the stripes, of course. Beauregard wears the sleeveless hoodies for their warm-up outfits, and they are about to announce the starting lineups for Trinity, the visitors. At point guard, it'll be number 23, Pruitt Lee, a junior. At shooting guard, number 10, a senior, Will Aaron. At small forward, number 11, a senior, James Thomas. At power forward, it'll be number 12, Parker Hughes, who is a junior. And then at center, number 33, a junior, Andrew McNeese. That is the starters for the visiting Trinity Presbyterian Wildcats. And this is a team that has filled with seniors and juniors. I mean, I only count 4 or 5 juniors on this team, and other than that, it's all seniors, and the starting lineup shows that with only 2 juniors in the lineup.
Yeah, and that's something you really need when you're going to come on the road into a place like Beauregard. It's not as packed as it's been this entire year. This definitely isn't the full house, but the student section can get incredibly loud and be daunting. You need that senior leadership. You need that veteran guard play. You need it when you come onto a road far away from your home. You had a long trip to get here, an earlier tip-off than your usual for a night like this. So you need that experience to kind of come through and really bring your team to victory.
And the fans are still filing in, so we'll see how packed out it can get in here. They are about to announce the starting lineups for the 3-3 Beauregard Hornets. And one other thing, just this Trinity team comes in 4-3. They're only a 4A school, but you can tell that they know how to play basketball, and they're just like Beauregard. They're going to step up to any opponent they play, and they are ready to face them, and they're going to put up a fight.
Yeah, you expect nothing less from this Trinity team coming in here. They're hungry.
Starting lineups are getting underway for these Hornets. Tyler Gordon will be a starter. He's a junior, 5'11", 154 pounds. Jay Sinclair, who we talked about in the pregame, has been on fire lately. He's starting at shooting guard, junior. Trent Jones, he's starting at power forward, a junior, averaging 7.8 points per game and 7.4. Corey Askew Jr., he is another starter. They're running three guards this game. He's a senior, averaging 6.4 points per game. And Peyton Porterfield is your starter at probably a power forward position, averaging 4.6 points per game and 5.8 rebounds per game. He had that game winner against Opelika in the first game of the season. That's your starting lineups for both sides. And we're just a few minutes away from opening tip as Trinity and Beauregard will break down the final huddle before tip-off.
And you notice that Zion Goodson isn't in the starting lineup. He's typically one of their go-to scorers, their leader of the team. We'll have to talk to Coach Johnson after the game, see what the decision was. Maybe there's a little bit of trouble here. Maybe just didn't like his effort at practice. We'll have to guess and see what happened here and talk to him after the game.
Yeah, Goodson averaging 15.4 points per game this year, 4 assists per game as well. He's the guy that dishes the best passes out for this Hornets basketball team. They're going to have to figure out a different way to move the ball around tonight, as you do not have Goodson in the starting lineup.
And Peyton Porterfield looks like he's a bit outmatched for this tip right here.
That is number 33, Andrew McNeese, facing off against him, 6'5", 205 in the tip-off circle.
It's funny, this is the gym where I got my first tip-off as a freshman against Beauregard, and I was going up against a 6'5" senior. So I know how Peyton Porterfield feels in this situation right here.
Referee has both teams ready, throws it up, and Beauregard actually wins the tip. Looks like he was tapped by McNeese, but Beauregard will control. Jason Clear in the corner, drives baseline. Pass out to Gordon is intercepted by Will Aaron. Trinity going from our left to our right in the all-red. Beauregard right to left in the all-white. 3-ball from Aaron is airballed and rebounded by Corey Askew Jr. He's going to drive down the left, dumps it off, but another turnover, but it's going to go off of Trinity Presbyterian and stay down here with Beauregard.
Pass looked a bit unnecessary right there from Askew. I think I would have rather just seen him go up right there. He tried to do a little bit too much. He just got to get comfortable and trust his own shot.
Askew inbounds to Sinclair. Can he get it out? Started. Caught it with a 3 from Jay Sinclair. 3-0 Beauregard. Only 30 seconds into the game. Here goes Will Aaron driving baseline. Kicks it out for Thomas. To the top for Hughes. Hughes trying to make something happen. It fades away off the rim, and Trent Jones rebounds it, passes off to Askew. Nice dish to Sinclair. He's going to take another 3. Yep, it's in. 6-0 hot start for the Hornets.
What did we say? What did we say was going to happen? That kid is absolutely lights out from behind the arc.
If he's open, he takes the shot. Turnover by Trinity. Here's Trent Jones taking it himself. Jones, Euro, Sinclair. Can't make the layup. Rebound by Andrew McNeese. Here comes James Thomas for Trinity. And he's going to lay it up and in to make it 6-2 to stop that scoring run by Beauregard. Porterfield, baseline. Tries a reverse, but hits the side of the backboard. Jones is right there. Johnny on the spot and puts it in to make it 8-2 Beauregard with 6.5 minutes to go in the first quarter. Pruitt-Lee running the offense, but covered tightly by Tyler Gordon, has to pass it off. Inside to McNeese on the baseline. Trying to work Peyton Porterfield. He's kind of stuck there. Tries to shoot, blocked by Peyton Porterfield. Dumps it off to Jones. Gives it off to Askew. Askew on the right wing. Hesitates. Gets to the corner. Tries to go inside to Jones, but that's going to go off Andrew McNeese, his foot, and stay with Beauregard.
And that was a really good possession right there defensively for Peyton Porterfield. He's clearly outmatched down there and just stood his ground, didn't commit a foul, and created a turnover.
Very undersized going against the 6'5" Andrew McNeese. And as Corey Askew tries to inbound the ball, Trent Jones gets called for a foul underneath. Got tangled up a little bit there.
It looks like he just fell. I don't necessarily think it was a intentional foul per se, but just a little tangled up. Got the call. And Beauregard doing what they want to do early. I mean, they love to run that up-tempo pace, and they're definitely executing that here.
Now unless they're running a full-court press, Peyton Porterfield gets his hand on the ball in the inbound. But Pruitt-Lee will now take it across the timeline. He's picked up by Corey Askew Jr. Lee going left, kicks it out. This is Thomas for three. From the corner, off the back iron. Rebound by Will Aaron. And this is stolen by St. Clair, but right back to Parker Hughes. Parker Hughes is going to drive right down the middle of the lane. Blocked by Tyler Gordon. And that's going to go off of Parker Hughes and right back to Beauregard. This crowd is into it early.
Yeah, just a great defense early that you're seeing from Beauregard. I mean, they are getting after it defensively, swatting balls. Second block of the game. They're really getting into it, and you love to see the crowd get into it early. And Beauregard makes it easy. They run such an electric factory of just the tempo. I mean, it's crazy. It gets everybody into it. They love to watch it. You love to see it.
Wildcats make a few substitutions. Chase Bulmer and Sam McKee check into the game. Andrew McNeese checked out. Here's Tyler Gordon. Kicks out. Sinclair from the left wing for three. You know it. It went in.
That was a heat check shot right there. He's a little covered, but just a little bit is all he needs.
It's 11-2 Beauregard with 5 minutes left. They call a blocking foul on Tyler Gordon right there on the left wing.
Yeah, didn't quite get his feet set. It was very, very close. He's the one who got ran over, but they call a foul nonetheless there.
Chris Johnson firing it up right there, giving him a high five, telling him stay in the game. This will be Parker Hughes inbounding with Trent Jones covering the inbounder. Whistle's blown. Not sure what the call is there. It might have been on Beauregard because it doesn't look like it's going to change. And we're going to see Jayon Goodson for the first time tonight. He's at the scores table ready to check in.
Yeah, I think that was a hold on Tyler Gordon there on the inbound. And just like that, he's out with 2 fouls, and John Goodson checks in.
The 5'9" senior, averaging 15.4 points per game. He is the leader on this team.
Yeah, it's interesting to see
and Goodson, look at that, making an impact as soon as he comes in. Without the ball game, putting it in play. Foul called on Will Aaron. Might have been a little bit of a flop, I'm going to be honest. I don't know if you saw it, but I think it was a bit of a flop.
That's a lot of his game. He definitely tries to draw. He's going to talk. He is going to talk the whole game to whoever's on him and try to just get under their skin and make them commit boneheaded fouls, and he'll sell it. He's great at selling it, and he always does the patented bounce up where he's on his back and he just springs up. I can barely get up off the recliner at home. I definitely couldn't do that.
Well, a large break in the game action. I think they might have called a technical foul here, but it is 11-2 Beauregard leading Jason Clare. Man, he's got 9 points already. There's 5 minutes and 21 seconds left in the first quarter. Guts is going to be taking technical free throws here.
And he should have had 11 points. He missed the easy layup in transition.
Goodson does miss the first free throw. He is a 63% free throw shooter. Gives his non-existent teammates down on the blocks high fives.
Wouldn't be surprised if he said something that got the Trinity players a little fired up and maybe exchange some words, because that's definitely in John Goodson's wheelhouse. He loves to talk the trash and get you uncomfortable, make you say stuff and do stuff you wouldn't normally do.
Absolutely. He makes the second free throw to make it 12-2. And he's going to be – he won't run the point here. Corey Askew will. Gets the inbound from Jason Clare. 3 guards here. 3 guys that it's hard to cover.
Yeah, that's 3 good guards.
Corey Askew shoots from 3, tries to bank it in, can't get it. Goodson almost got the rebound there, but it is taken by Chase Bulmer. Up to Pruitt-Lee. Carry is called on Pruitt-Lee right there. Beauregard will regain possession.
It looked like Trinity was trying to match the pace of Beauregard on that possession and just didn't really work out for him. I'm interested to see if they'll try to slow this game down and try to bring it to more of their style of tempo.
I'm not sure running fast is a smart play against Beauregard. We'll see what they do. Jayon gets on the left wing, but another whistle is called. This one looks like it's on Corey Askew Jr., a foul. Now, I will say that this game is slowing down just based off what the referees are calling tonight, so that might favor Trinity Presbyterian.
Yeah, you're seeing a lot of fouls for Beauregard here. They definitely need to clean that up, and it's been a lot of away from the ball fouls, and that's something that as a coach you really don't want to see your team commit. It's worse than committing a foul on the spot.
Inbound is to Jim Portis, who just checked in for Trinity. He's a junior. Hits it to Pruitt-Lee, who's covered by Corey Askew. Askew almost got a steal there. Pruitt-Lee drives, but not sure if that was blocked or not. It looks like it was because it does stay with Beauregard.
Again, those fundamentals from Trent Jones, just straight up defense, doesn't even flinch, does just enough to get in the way, and that's his game. That's what he likes to do.
Inbound from Lee in to Hughes. And he goes out of bounds off him. Give Beauregard the possession back. Great defense from Peyton Porterfield.
Oh, yeah. He just got right behind him and just kind of threatened him just enough to where he dropped the ball.
And here comes Jayon Goodson. He's going to run the offense on this possession. He's smiling. He's ready to go. Goodson drives left, kicks to Askew. Goes baseline. Askew gets the other corner. They call it a double dribble. It looked like he kind of fumbled a little bit. So I don't know if you could have called it either way, but probably the right call there.
Yeah, it looked like the right call, but, you know, I've seen worse double dribbles not get called. So we'll just leave it at that.
You know, we're Auburn students. Don't bring that up, Levi.
We'll just leave it at that.
Sam McKee on the left wing, covered by Porterfield. Gets it to the top for Parker Hughes. Hughes looking for someone to pass it to. Pruitt-Lee on the left wing. Gets to the right wing for Jim Portis. Drives, but it's blocked by Trent Jones. Beauregard wants it, but they're not going to get the call, and it'll stay with the Wildcats.
I mean, just still good defense. I mean, they're blocking everything. And now you see Trinity Presbyterian bringing the size back in there. They're tired of it.
Andrew McNeese, the 6'5 junior, checks back in at center. Peyton Porterfield has his hands full. They get it to him immediately. McNeese drives and can't get it to fall. Runs in and out. Here's Jay Sinclair on the run. Sinclair with the right. Puts it in. Makes it 14-2. Beauregard with 3:54 left in this first quarter. Here's Pruitt-Lee covered by Trent Jones. Lee goes to his left. Lee stops. Corner for Portis, goes out of bounds and will stay with the Wildcats.
Yeah, I like what Trinity Presbyterian did on their last possession. It didn't result in a basket, but they're getting him the ball. They're getting McNeese the ball, and you can see that's the matchup that they had the advantage in, and they really need to try to exploit that more.
Lee inbounds to McNeese. He can't get it, but right there, Sam McKee kicks it out to the corner. Lee does not take the three, covered by Askew. Pruitt-Lee try to get it to McNeese. Tries to set a screen, but he can't dribble now. McNeese has it with Porterfield on him. McNeese drives, and he can't get that. He does get it to fall, actually. It's 14-4 with under 3.5 to go in the first quarter. Here's Jones, tries to save it, can't. Not the best pass in the world right there. It's a turnover. Byron Mason's going to check into the game for Corey Askew. I believe he has 2 fouls so far.
Yeah, down there on the defensive end, Beauregard is having to guard this Trinity Presbyterian. They're running just this basic flex formation. The first man offense you put in the very first day of practice. And I just don't think that that's going to work in Trinity Presbyterian's favor because Beauregard has the athletes to cover to match them on that. I just don't think that's going to result very well for them.
Byron Mason does pick up a foul right there with a reach in as soon as he checks in. And they're running this full court press. Bo O'Farrell checks in for Trinity. Inbounds it to Pruitt-Lee, who's covered by Byron Mason. Out to Sam McKee. McKee covered tightly by Goodson. Goodson's doing a great job not letting him get a pass off. But McKee drives, gets a shot off, blocked by Porterfield at the basket. Here's Jayon Goodson. Goodson loses a little bit. Porterfield right there. Gets it back to Goodson, and Goodson's going to reset the offense. Goodson driving to his left, gets a screen, tries to throw it up and draw a foul, but he can't get it. Rebound by Andrew McNeese, and Trent Jones fouls him with an over the back.
Yeah, it's not a smart decision right there by Trent Jones. And again, the Trinity offense just doesn't look great down at the other end. Running that flex against Beauregard is not going to work. They're going to have to do something else to try to really get themselves in this game.
A loss of substitutions for Trinity so far. John Cole Portis checks into the game, and Andrew McNeese goes out. Here's Bo O'Farrell, 6'2" junior. Covered by Jones. Pass out to Parker Hughes. Left wing for McKee. Out to the right wing for John Cole Portis. Down low, O'Farrell. Nowhere to go, double team by Goodson and Jones. Here is Chase Bulmer, who lays it up, and it falls to make it 14-6. Beauregard leading. Goodson wants to go fast. Here's Byron Mason. Goodson on the right wing. He's going to reset the offense with 2 minutes to go in this first quarter. Goodson dribbles to his right, covered by Bulmer. To the top for Mason. Mason now constructing his offense. Goodson drives to his left to Sinclair. Thought about taking it. Now he takes it. Step back. Banks it in. Oh, my goodness. He's not going to miss tonight.
4 for 4 to start the game. My goodness. And that was the best one. That beautiful step back right there.
Jay Sinclair going off tonight and in the last several weeks. And this defense is ferocious, not letting Trinity Presbyterian drive, and they don't like take threes. Here's Sam McKee. It's called for a travel. Great defense by Trent Jones to force him to travel. He's not happy with the call, but I think Jones just did a good job not letting him do his own thing.
Yeah, he just kind of got in the way and just kind of made him awkwardly step into it. Got a good travel call.
Zeb Baird checks into the game. A senior, averaging 6.8 points per game. He checks in for Peyton Porterfield. Jayon Goodson getting instructions from Coach Justin Johnson. Kicks it out to Byron Mason. Corner for Baird. Baird thinks about taking it, but he's going to pass it down low to Sinclair. Little baseline jumper. Yeah, he doesn't miss. Do we think he's going to miss tonight? I don't think he will.
He missed probably his easiest shot of the night on that layup. And
he did, yes. You're correct.
In terms of pure jump shooting, he hasn't missed a jump shot yet.
Bo O'Farrell to the left wing for Parker Hughes. Down low for John Cole Portis. He misses it a little bit short. Rebound by Sinclair. Down to Baird, who gets fouled down low. I believe that was Bo O'Farrell who got called for. It might have been Parker Hughes.
Yeah, good vision right there by Sinclair to find Zeb Baird way down the field, way down the court, and
it did look like a football pass. So
it did, yes. It did
downfield
look like a football
was almost
pass.
the correct term.
It did look like a quarterback pass right there. So
Jayon Goodson's going to be inbounding, and Andrew McNeese checks back into the game. Goodson, little chest pass to the right wing for Mason. He gets it right back, and he's going to direct the offense. Goodson dribbles right. Tries to get it to Sinclair, but it's stolen away by Pruitt Lee. Pruitt Lee inside, blocked by Sinclair, but a foul is called.
Now, I'm not sure what Trinity Presbyterian is trying to do. They've been substituting a lot. I mean, you've seen McNeese run in and out probably 3 or 4 times in the first quarter now. It's just it's a very heavy substitute-based approach here.
Not sure if it's a lack of stamina or just the way that Beauregard plays. They don't want to keep guys in too long and get them gas. Something else I've noticed, they don't like to take threes.
Yeah, they
try to get inside. Beauregard doesn't let them.
Yeah, they're definitely not a three-point shooting team. They want to run fundamentally sound basketball, run that flex option, get it off the cut, and get good layups. And unfortunately for them, Beauregard hasn't allowed that. Beauregard has too good of athletes and plays too good of defense to let that happen.
Pruitt Lee makes both free throws to make it 19-8. Beauregard leads Jason Clare. He finally missed one, and it's rebounded by John Cole Portis, and a blocking foul is called on Jayon Goodson.
He had a good look there. I mean, Jason Clare had a good look over there in the corner. Just didn't fall for him that time.
That was Sinclair's first three-point miss of the game. A little bit of confusion.
And the
little padding on the bottom of the goal on the right side of the court came off, so we're going to have a little bit of a delay as I don't know if they're going to take it off or they're going to try to put it back in place.
I looked over there and saw it out of the corner of my eye, and I thought someone had climbed up onto the goal and was hanging off of it, just out of my peripheral.
I think that's just from a swat from Trent Jones, probably.
Oh, yeah. Probably so. It looks like they're getting somebody on it to fix it.
This is high school basketball.
High school basketball.
You should expect the unexpected.
Yeah, and on that foul there, I guess it appears Trinity Presbyterian will be in the bonus here very early in this half.
Yeah, they have free throws. It'll be John Cole Portis taking them as Jayon Goodson took the block.
The ladder is out on the court.
Beauregard leads 19-8 here in the first quarter. 29.7 seconds remain in the first quarter. Both teams are going to go back to their benches and probably talk over these last 30 seconds. What do you want to do?
Yeah, a little bit of a free timeout here for both coaches. I mean, if you're Beauregard, you honestly, the only thing you can really even complain about has been the foul trouble that you've been in. You know, committing a couple of boneheaded fouls away from the ball early on. That's kind of been a issue that you've seen so far. But other than that, I mean, can't really complain. They played great defense, really matched up well with them man-to-man. And then on offense, you've had Jason Clare, who shot lights out, 4 for 5 from the three-point line. I mean, that's incredible. That you're going to be in a good spot if that happens more times than not.
For Trinity Presbyterian, what do you got to do to defend Jason Clare and not let him go off throughout the rest of these 30 quarters?
So whenever back when I was in high school, we played anytime they had just one guy who was beating us. We'd always love to go to that box zone, one man, where you have two guys at the high post, you have two guys down low, and you have one guy just man. Face guards, he never leaves that guy. He is on him, and he's not going to let him catch the ball, not going to let him do anything. And then the other guys just playing a really good zone. You take that guy out of the game and really just make them beat you other ways. The problem with that is Beauregard has the talent to really, if you do that to them, you're just inviting John Goodson to get a great look. You're just inviting a guy like Corey Askew to drive. Trent Jones with a one-on-one down low. So, I mean, in theory, that would work. It would take Jason Clare out of the game, but Beauregard just has too good of athletes to really do that. So, it's going to be hard. You got to find your best defender and, honestly, try to limit him. You can't shut him down. You got to try to limit him or hope he goes cold.
Well, it looks like we're going to be solving this padding problem with a little bit of duct tape, and what problem can you not solve with duct tape?
Exactly. Duct tape will cure just about everything.
Trinity Presbyterian ready to go there. Talking with the referee on this near side. Try to become friends with them.
Yeah,
that's what you should do.
Yeah, you want the Zebras to be your best friend out there. I mean, it's just simple as that.
Beauregard still talking over with Justin Johnson about what the strategy is going to be these last 30 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Coach Johnson pulled a couple of his starters who haven't really gotten out of the game yet. Maybe give them that extended timeout rest where they get to sit on the bench and rest it out going into the next quarter to make a substitution at the beginning of the second quarter. But now that we've gotten this elongated timeout, that might not happen because they've already gotten such an incredible break right here.
Yeah, you would imagine both team starting fives will go back out there. I mean, that's the 5 you're going to want out there. Now, it does look like Trinity's going to have John Cole Portis in instead, as well as Parker Patterson. He's going to be – that's two big guys. Parker Patterson 6'3", and Andrew McNeese 6'5". They're going to be in for Trinity.
I think that's what they need. That's really the only advantage that I've seen so far in this game that Trinity Presbyterian has is their size down low. They just need to utilize that more. I think that's a good way to try to get back into this game is they need to slow this game down, get the ball into their big men, work the clock, long, slow, methodical possessions, and try to get Beauregard off their game. It's easier said than done, though, because Beauregard is going to run up and down the floor every single time.
And if you got a lot of size out there, it's hard for them to run up and down the floor. So,
yeah, those layups don't become as easy when you have McNeese down there guarding the rim.
Exactly. So, looks like this delay is over. The duct tape has solved the problem, and John Cole Portis is going to be at the free throw line. Beauregard leads 19-8 with 29.7 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. Portis, the first free throw is no good. It's a one-on-one. Baird rebounds out to Askew, or Byron Mason, and gets it out to Jayon Goodson. Goes to the top, directing the offense. Hands off to Jason Clare. Jason Clare to Baird down low on the baseline. Nice pass. Oh, it was just barely tipped. It's going to be picked up by John Cole Portis. Wow, what a lucky bounce. Layup is no good. Another bad layup. Puts it up, and it falls. 3 seconds left. 2 seconds. Jayon Goodson, half-court shot on the way. Air balls just to the right of it. And that's going to do it for the first quarter with Beauregard leading Trinity Presbyterian 19-10. And I think that's kind of what if you're Trinity, that was what you want to see at the end, is getting down low and trying to work the smaller Beauregard defenders.
Yeah, cutting it to a single-digit lead for Beauregard here. I mean, you go in, you haven't played particularly well. They haven't played particularly bad either. So you go in what appears to be a 9-point lead, and I think you have to be happy with that, just the way this game is played out for Trinity. For Beauregard, I think you are happy with what happened too. I mean, you had a really good offensive performance from Jay Sinclair. You had a really good defensive performance from your team. I think both teams are content where it is right now, and it's going to be interesting to see how they adjust from here.
I think you're right. Both teams probably are happy where they're at. Obviously, Trinity's not happy with what the scoreboard looks like, but they're in a good position to make a run. But Beauregard, they're going to try to keep doing what they're doing, get the ball to Jason Clare, let him score.
Oh, yeah, and between John Goodson and Jason Clare, just let them get everything they want to do.
Put 8 minutes back on the clock. We got second quarter action ahead between Beauregard Hornets and Trinity Presbyterian Wildcats. Beauregard leads 19-10 at the start of the second quarter. On the floor for Beauregard's Jayon Goodson, Corey Askew, Jason Clare, Trent Jones, and Zeb Baird. Trinity's going to start off the ball. Here's Pruitt Lee, the point guard, covered by Askew. Gets it out to Andrew McNeese, covered by Jones at the top of the key. He drives with the right hand. He gets fouled. He almost got an and-one opportunity, but did not get the friendly roll. He'll go to the free throw line.
Yeah, and when Trinity Presbyterian's running that flex offense right there, I've noticed that when McNeese gets at the top, he's looking to drive right there. And he's not a guy that you'd expect to look to drive. And you would think he'd be more comfortable playing with his back to the basket. And I think it's throwing Beauregard off just a little bit to see that when he gets it up there, they know that his job is to find the cutting man and pass. And instead, he's just trying to drive for himself.
Yeah, it does not look pretty when he drives. He's a big man, he's slow, but it's very effective so far.
It's been efficient. It hasn't looked great. It has not looked pretty.
McNeese made the first free throw, looking to make the pair. He splits the pair instead. Rebound by Trent Jones. Gets out to Zeb Baird. He's going to let Corey Askew take it across the timeline. Askew dribbles to his left. Jump stop. Floater. In and out. Rebound by Jones. Goes back up with it and lays it in to make it 21-11. Beauregard. Here's Pruitt Lee trying to go fast. Down low to McNeese. Turns, shoots, puts it in. McNeese is starting to find some success.
Yeah, they're starting to figure out what they need to do to get back in this game.
And this pace is picking up. Jayon Goodson out to Corey Askew, and they call it travel. He's on that right wing, and he didn't really set his feet before he ran.
You know, I feel like anytime there's one of those iffy calls where it's like a travel where you didn't quite set your feet or just a foul that looked a little ticky-tacky, I feel like if it's for Corey Askew, it always goes against him. I feel like he never gets the benefit of the doubt. You're
not wrong. On the left wing, this is Parker Hughes. He drives and shoots. Ooh. And, yeah, he got hit in the face by Trent Jones. He's in a lot of foul trouble right now.
Yeah, that was a pretty big foul. You'll see Peyton Porterfield check in here pretty quickly to get him out of there.
Yeah, you're going to want him in the second half, especially with that size down low with Andrew McNeese. You need your best big man down there.
Yeah, well, Porterfield did a really good job earlier in the game covering him, so he's more than capable. But like you said, you don't want to miss Trent Jones out there. He's a great rebounder, great on the offensive end, and spectacular on the defensive end as well. So let him get a rest. Let Peyton Porterfield come in, and if he can keep the defensive intensity up, they should be okay.
Parker Hughes missed the first free throw, and in and out on the second one. Zeb Baird, rebound on the run. Corey Askew at the top of the key. Going to direct the offense right here. Out to Goodson. Also moving on this side, try to get this Jason Clare. Goodson dribbles with the right. Three-pointer from Corey Askew. No. Rebound by Parker Hughes. Out to Pruitt Lee. Lee to the corner for Will Aaron. Back to the top for Pruitt Lee. He takes the first three-pointer of the game for Trinity and puts it in.
If you leave them that wide open, they'll shoot them.
It's 21-16 with 6.5 minutes to go in this second quarter. Trinity on a bit of a run. Jayon Goodson trying to get his offense to score for the first time this quarter. Here's Peyton Porterfield right at the free throw line. Got to find somewhere. Zeb Baird from the right wing. It's good. 24-16.
And what an answer right there by Beauregard. Zeb Baird just knocking one down.
Corey Askew trying to reach and get a steal. He can't quite get it. Here is Trinity. They lay it in. That was just unfortunate. The ball was rolling around and Beauregard couldn't get it. Jayon Goodson. They call it charge.
Yeah, he just went a little too high. I mean,
out of control.
I think that was a frustration drive right there because of, like you said, it was unfortunate from the other end how Corey Askew almost got the steal, and they just played a numbers game down there, passed it back and forth until they got the open man. And I think John Goodson just wanted to answer too badly, went a little bit out of control there.
Trinity got to go against this full court press. Jayon Goodson with a great effort right there. Almost gets the ball back to Beauregard, but it will stick with Trinity.
And he got up like a cornerback, giving the no look.
What position is he playing football? It makes sense if he play cornerback.
Yeah.
He might be a receiver, though. Here's Pruitt Lee. Going to be covered by Corey Askew. Gets a screen from Parker Hughes. Lee now covered by Baird. Down low. Great pass right there. Into James Thomas. Make it 24-20. This game's getting ever closer. Beauregard needs to break up this run. Inside to Porterfield. Turns. Trying to draw a foul. Nothing is called. Looked like it was all ball. It was clean. Pruitt Lee with the right hand. Here's Will Aaron. Lays it up. No. His own rebound. In and out. Jason Clare taps it back out. Askew tips it to Parker Hughes. Three-pointer from Thomas. Airballed. Will Aaron to rebound. Puts it in. It's a 2-point game.
And it looks like Coach Johnson wants him to slow it down
Yep.
here. You can see the fundamentals from Trinity Presbyterian coming out. I mean, just good passes off the flex cut, happened on the previous possession, and then just good defense right there in the transition offense. I mean, they've really got Beauregard kind of out of sorts right now.
Coach Johnson calling out instructions here. Here's Jason Clare. Corner to Baird. 4-3. In and out. Wow. That was unfortunate. Rebound by James Thomas. Out to Parker Hughes. Tip. Oh, a little bit of miscommunication. That could have been a run, but Goodson's going to take it nonetheless. Cross the timeline. Nice crossover. Kind of fumbled a little bit. Jason Clare for three. From the same spot, Baird. Miss. He missed as well. Rebound by Peyton Porterfield. Tried to pass it off to Askew.
It looked like 3 seconds in the lane right there was what was called. I'm not sure on who. I couldn't really see it there. And now there's going to be a timeout on the floor.
Yeah, I can't tell who was on this side of the floor, but as you said, there's a timeout. With Beauregard leading 24-22 with about 5.5 minutes left in the second quarter. And if you're in that Beauregard huddle, you got to be talking about how do we stop this run, because you can't let them take the lead. That would be so much momentum for Trinity.
Yeah, I mean, it's just been all Trinity for the past little bit here, and they've really just I think what we saw earlier with the substitutions and just letting guys really get a little bit of rest, you don't really see any fatigue on there. And maybe Beauregard's starting to get a little fatigued. You know, they're out and running the whole time, and Trinity's just been fundamentally sound, running that flex offense, getting good looks, and they've really ramped up their defense here and have kind of forced Beauregard into a half-court stagnant offense, and that's not where they're strong at. Beauregard's strength is not half-court offense.
Sam McKee inbounds it to Pruitt Lee, the junior point guard. Passes to the right wing for James Thomas. Top of the key for Lee. Little zone defense from Beauregard right now. Pruitt Lee, corner for McKee for three. It's good. And that's Trinity Presbyterian's first lead of the game. It's 25-24 with about 5 minutes left in the second quarter. Zed Baird from the left wing drives, floater, puts it in to get the lead right back to Beauregard. There's Pruitt Lee across the timeline. Parker Hughes, corner for Chase Bulmer. Not the best shot in the world, and it's an air ball. Jayon Goodson across the timeline. Does not have the numbers. Gets out to the top for Sinclair. Left wing for Askew. Dribble, drive. It's good. 28-25. We're going fast now. Parker Hughes stops, lays it in. 28-27.
Man, the tempo.
Game's starting to get fun. Corey Askew on the left wing. Thinks about a three and drives. Zed Baird, he takes the three. Zed Baird just a little bit short. Here's Pruitt Lee on the run. Lee thought about a three, passes off to James Thomas, who does shoot the three. Too strong off the back iron. Rebound by Parker Hughes. He gets hit on the back by Peyton Porterfield. Fell for the pump fake and will get called for a foul.
Yeah, and you see Coach Johnson for Beauregard, he got tired of them running that flex to death on him. He came out in that 3-2 zone there. And good job by Trinity. They really adjusted well, because when you're going into that zone, you're daring them to beat you with a three ball, something they haven't done really most of this game. And they just started shooting them. They've had no problem with shooting the three when it's available to them.
Mass substitution here for Beauregard. Not a mass substitution, but three guys coming in. It's Ladarius Webb Jr., Byron Mason, as well as Tyler Gordon, who started this game.
Yeah, get some guys some good rest. Those guards have been out there running the past few minutes.
These last few minutes, they have been moving.
Get them a good bit of rest here. They definitely deserved it.
Trinity shooting free throws down 28-27 with 3:16 left in the first half. They tied up right there with the first one. This is Parker Hughes at the line. Hughes will check out of the game here if he makes the second one.
It's one of those where you kind of want to miss it so you don't get taken out of the game.
Hughes does make the second one, and he'll be checking out of the game for Parker Patterson, 6'3" center.
Man, this game got interesting real quick. It went from
Beauregard had a large lead.
It looked like
in the
Beauregard
first
was going
quarter.
to run away with it there for a second there, and then all of a sudden.
Jason Clare's been limited this second quarter. We'll see if he can get going right here on the right wing, but passes it off to Darius Webb. Corner for Baird. Inside, trying to pump fake his way to the basket. Can't get it. Great rebound by Webb. Webb tries to lay it up, but can't get it to fall. Rebound by Sam McKee. Here comes the Wildcats, and a great play right there. Not sure who that was. Was it Webb? No, it was Tyler Gordon who dove for that pass, knocked out of bounds to slow down this Trinity attack.
Yeah, he went crashing into the bleachers there. I'm glad he got up okay. That definitely looked like it's going to hurt tomorrow.
Dangerous play, but saved their defense some rest and let them reset. Inbound is to Will Aaron. Drives inside, back out to the corner for McKee. He drives baseline. McKee tries a reverse, and we can hear that from the other side of the court. Nice little slap on the wrist will be a foul on, I believe, Tyler Gordon.
Yeah, when you can hear the wrist slap, you know there's something there.
And I think it was Zed Baird actually, but it'll be Sam McKee at the free throw line, trying to, for the first time tonight, extend this Trinity lead. He does that with the first free throw to make it 30-28.
Yeah, and they've really gotten better at making their free throws here. They definitely got off to a shaky start with them. And just
As
like
you say that,
there's the announcer
nice announcer's jinx.
The announcer jinx for you.
The rebound by Will Aaron. Bad pass. They're going to call a backcourt violation as the pass got away and they had to dive for it. But it was still in possession of Trinity. So Beauregard has possession. Down 2 points with 2:32 left in this first half. Inbounds into Tyler Gordon. Trying to get it to Jason Clare, but Trinity's doing a great job of defending him. Byron Mason fakes a little handoff to him. Tyler Gordon, right wing, top of the key for Mason. Hands it off to Jason Clare. Covered by Chase Bulmer. At the top, Sinclair crossover. Sinclair, left wing, thought about a three, but didn't take it. Byron Mason now covered by Bo O'Farrell at the top. Gets a screen from Baird. Corner three from Tyler Gordon. Nice effort by Zed Baird on the miss, but rebound is to Chase Bulmer. Down low, Sam McKee. Let's see if they call a charge. They do. Great play right there by Byron Mason to take that charge with 1:57 left.
Yeah, just a really good effort play right there from Mason on that one.
More substitutions for Trinity. Andrew McNeese comes back in. And for Beauregard, Casey Capp checks into the game for the first time today. A senior shooting guard.
And I touched on that earlier, how I said I would guard Jason Clare with the one-man and the four-man zone. You have one guy face guarding the whole time.
And they're doing just that, and it's working.
Just that, and it's been working ever since.
Tyler Gordon for three again from the corner. It's good. Beauregard retakes the lead, 31-30, with 1:30 left in this first half. Here's Pruitt Lee with the left hand. Stops. Man, he needs to think about a three, but they call a 3-second in the lane right there on Trinity. So back to Beauregard.
He was looking to drive again. When he gets the ball, he wants to go to the basket.
It's an interesting strategy that I've never really seen with a big man like that.
Yeah, I mean, normally you want to see your big man back to the basket just playing a really good post, but he's not afraid to drive.
No, he's not, and he makes it work. Here's Tyler Gordon. Gives it off to Byron Mason. Sinclair is not a good pass. McNeese with a steal. Here goes Bo O'Farrell for James Thomas. And here's McNeese. Foul and one. Trinity takes the lead 32-31 with a chance to make it 33-31 on an old-fashioned three-point play.
Yeah, I mean, it's just two teams trying to play their strengths right here. You see on one end, yeah, Beauregard running down here, getting a quick three from Tyler Gordon, and then the other end, inside to McNeese, letting him go up.
Beauregard will check in two senior leaders Jayon Goodson and Peyton Porterfield for this last minute 15. Tyler Gordon looks like he's going to training bench. Looks like he's looking at his finger, so we'll see if we see him again tonight.
Might have just gotten jammed up a little bit. He looks okay, just might have.
Yeah, looks like he's wrapping up a finger or a wrist. There's Andrew McNeese at the free throw line. Cannot convert the three-point play. Casey Caps gets the rebound. Jason Clare drives, and a steal by Pruitt Lee. Pruitt Lee 2-on-1 in favor of Beauregard. Steal by Peyton Porterfield. Porterfield to Goodson. Goodson in the corner. We'll see if he slows down. And he will. He's going to set up the offense. Casey Caps in the corner. Pump fakes down to Sinclair. Sinclair, nice move. Floater is short. Rebound by Casey Caps. He's fighting down there. Doesn't matter that Casey Caps is only 5'9". He's still going to fight down low.
He does that every game, and I don't understand how he does it.
Hughes for three is good. It's 35-33 in favor of Trinity. Jayon Goodson to Caps. Nice pass down low to Porterfield, and he gets blocked by Andrew McNeese. Ball goes out of bounds and goes to Trinity.
That looked way too easy for McNeese, just a straight-up block.
It was. It wasn't close.
But yeah, Casey Caps, he's arguably one of the shortest players on this Beauregard team, and he always ends up down there with the postman, getting rebounds and putbacks. He has heart, he has effort, he loves to scrap down there with the big man.
Pruitt Lee now taking across the timeline, covered by Porterfield. Passes off to Parker Hughes. Hughes to McNeese. See if he drives here. He doesn't. He passes off to James Thomas on the left wing. Gets to the top. Wow. Chase Bulmer kicks it off his foot right to Pruitt Lee. He's going to kick it out to the corner. Here's Thomas for three. It's good. Goodson. Don't think he got that one off. It went off the roof. And that's a great end for Trinity to this half. They lead 38-33 after being down by as many as 11 points in the first quarter. Beauregard going to have to go regroup and try to get back to what was working in the first half. But we're going to send you guys to a commercial for halftime. Jacob Hillman sitting alongside Levi Fitzwater. So you're listening to Beauregard basketball on Weagle 91.1 FM social media platforms.
Okay, Simon, what are you wearing right now?
Nothing.
That's right. And what do people normally wear?
Clothes.
Exactly. So now Mommy's going to teach you how to dress yourself. Clothes keep us warm, they look good, and if we go out without them, the neighbors will talk. So it's important to know how to get dressed. Here's how it's done. Underwear always comes first, name tag at the back, then pants, then shirt. Get the first button in the right hole, or you have to start all over. If you're wearing a tie, it goes over, round, through, and pull tight. Tuck your shirt into your pants and zip up your fly. Socks going first, then shoes right on right, left on left. With shoelaces, just take the ends, cross them over, switch the loops. The rabbit goes down the hole, pull tight, and you're left with bunny ears.
I love bunnies.
Good to know. Now remember, spots don't go with stripes, socks don't go with sandals, and if you've tucked in your shirt, wear a belt. Got it? Why are your pants on your head?
Most parenting is hard to do in just 2 minutes. But spending just 2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush their teeth is easier and could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain. For fun 2-minute videos to watch while brushing, visit 2min2x.org. That's 2min2x.org. A message from the Partnership for Healthy Mouths, Healthy Lives, and the Ad Council.
Why is Connor having trouble focusing in school?
Having trouble finding Connor's middle school? Would you like directions?
No, why is Connor having trouble focusing in school?
Finding lowest airfare to Istanbul.
No, I'm tired of fighting with him over homework.
Home, walk, restaurant. Need a review?
No, I need help. He's very smart, but his mind wanders. He's disorganized.
I think I understand.
Oh, good.
Finding best potatoes for French fries.
No!
Russet, fingerling, Yukon Gold.
Why don't you understand me?
Sorry, I was trying to show how Connor feels every day. Frustrating, isn't it? Redirecting to understood.org.
For the 1 in 5 kids with learning and attention issues, this is what life can feel like. Explore understood.org, a free online resource about learning and attention issues, designed to help your child thrive in school and in life. Understood.org, because understanding is everything.
Brought to you by understood.org and the Ad Council.
As a mother, you don't want to have to worry about this bill is coming, but then she needs this chemo. That's a decision you shouldn't have to make.
El que Sayud no cobra ni un centavo para nosotros significa quitarnos todo ese estrés, esa preocupación y podernos enfocar en nuestra hija.
That was the first thing I was like, how are we going to do this? When St. Jude told us that we didn't have to pay a single bill, I was like, wow, they pretty much have saved us.
It's like the world has been lifted off of your shoulders, and now your focus is supporting this child.
There is not another hospital like St. Jude. The patient care is unmatchable. It saved my life. It saved my daughter's life. It saved our family.
Hey, Dr. Phil here. I help people solve difficult and trying personal problems every day on my TV show, but there's one problem that's just got me stumped: childhood hunger. Nearly 16 million children in America struggle with it. That's 1 in 5 kids who may not know where their next meal is coming from, despite the fact that there's more than enough healthy, nutritious food out there to feed them all. Now, I don't know about you, but that is unacceptable to me. Luckily, the Feeding America network of good people is out there collecting surplus food and giving hope to hungry children and their families at local food banks all across the country. But let's face it, they can't do it without your help. Join me in supporting Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org.
Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council. Together, we can solve hunger. Together, we're feeding America.
Making sure the air in your home is healthy for your family to breathe. Make sure you test your home for the presence of radon. It's easy. To learn more, call 866-730-GREEN. Preserve your family's health and well-being. Get your home tested. That's living healthy and green.
Make it green. Green, green, make it green. It's your home, it's your dream. It's your dream.
Make sure you test your home for the presence of radon. It's easy. To learn more, call 866-730-GREEN.
A message from the U.S. EPA.
It may be hard to believe, but people just like you are already saving money. FeedThePig.org makes it easy. Their simple savings plan teaches you how to start saving without going overboard. So you don't need to mooch off your friends.
You gonna finish that grape?
You mean the one in my mouth?
You don't need to stop buying the necessities.
What you're smelling is a natural musk.
Ew.
You don't need to be a medical test subject.
How do you feel? Mostly okay. Sometimes, though.
You don't need to get a second job as a stuntman.
We need a new stuntman. Let's break for lunch.
You just need an internet connection. Don't get left behind. Start your personal savings plan with the tips and tools on feedthepig.org. That way, you don't need to sell your soul to the devil.
$15 is the best I can do.
All right, deal.
Brought to you by the American Institute of CPAs and the Ad Council.
Hi, I'm Harrison Smith. You may know me from my work as Scuba, one of the hosts of the hit award-winning show Nerdcore on Weagle 91.1 FM. But what you may not know about me is that I'm a website enthusiast. That's why I'm here to tell you about WeagleFM.com. It's our hotspot on the web with live broadcast articles and more. It's like a gift that keeps on giving. Tune into your favorite shows at any time with a 24/7 online stream right on the homepage. And don't forget to check out the schedule for our station's full selection of music, sports, and talk shows. For the sports fans, there's articles aplenty covering all of the current events in football, basketball, and beyond. For those music fans, Weagle FM has got you covered. We have album and concert reviews and theme playlists for any mood. We even have live musical performances with Weagle Sessions. There's more than enough content here to keep you procrastinated when you really should be studying for that test. That's right, we know you've been slacking off. Get back to it, lazy. So, no matter what sound you're looking for, we've got it only on WeagleFM.com. That's WEGLFM.com and Weagle 91.1 FM, Auburn.
Attention men under the age of 35. You know what really impresses the ladies? When a guy has a few drinks and later gets pulled over for buzz driving. That could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. There goes let's grab dinner and a movie. Oh, I know. You drive more carefully when you're buzzed. You've proven that hundreds of times. A woman admires that kind of confidence. And you've practiced how to speak if a cop does pull you over. Slowly, clearly, and politely like, "Good evening, officer." A woman admires that kind of foresight. And what woman doesn't find it adorable that you call it buzzed even though the law calls it drunk? You could kiss $10,000 goodbye, along with any chance of having a girlfriend. Because nothing says, "I'm a catch," more than a guy who lives in his parents' basement and calls it my place.
Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving. A message from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Back at Beauregard High School, where Trinity has taken a 38-33 lead at halftime over Beauregard, and it was after Beauregard took a 11-point lead in the first quarter, and Trinity did a great job in the second quarter of battling back, and I really think the key was limiting Jay Sinclair.
Yeah, I mean, Beauregard came out just shooting the lights out of the ball, large part to Jay Sinclair. And Trinity went to that box one look to really just have one man guarding him the entire time. Face guarding him, not letting him catch the ball, not letting him shoot the ball. And it worked. It got him back in here, and it allowed them to find their rhythm on the offensive end, and which was attacking down low with their size advantage.
Yeah, and that's about the only advantage that Trinity's had. They've really used it well in the second half to come back. I think they only hit 2 3-pointers during this game so far, whereas Jason Clare himself hit 4. So we expect to see a little bit of the same. See what Beauregard can do to adjust to the space guarding of Jason Clare. Try to get him the ball, because if you can get him going, you're going to win the game.
Yeah, and I mean, Trinity, the threes they've had is when Beauregard shifted to that zone defensive look, and they just had open guys because of the offense they were running. Not really what they were trying to do, but when the opportunity has presented itself in front of them, they have shot the three pretty well. So we'll see how this plays out. If you're Beauregard, you got to get Jason Clare back into it.
Jayon Goodson did not start the game tonight. We'll see if he comes out on the court for the second half. It doesn't look like he's going to take a seat on the bench, and it will be the original starting 5 out there for the second half. And I don't know. I think it's kind of it's an interesting strategy. I think maybe given the fresh legs when it comes down to crunch time for Beauregard, Goodson seems like he's the first one that gets subbed in. So we're underway again. This time Beauregard and they're all whites going from left to right. Trinity will be going right to left, and they're all reds. Corey Askew directing the offense, sends Peyton Porterfield to that left wing, and that's not how you want to start the second half. Tyler Gordon couldn't hold on to the pass from Askew. Gives right back to Trinity.
Yeah, it's not how you want to start the half off. You don't want to come out here and just make a boneheaded mistake like that.
Will Aaron will take it up the court. He passes it off to Pruitt Lee. He's going to be picked up by Tyler Gordon, point guard versus point guard. Lee to the right wing for James Thomas. Thomas drives. Blocked by Tyler Gordon. Great play. He blocked Andrew McNeese. Corey Askew looking to go fast with the right hand on the baseline. Shifts at the corner. Peyton Porterfield a little mid-range off the back iron. Trying to fight for that rebound. He can't get it. As Dre Arnold's in the game for the first time tonight. He is a senior wing. Hasn't played much this year, but when he gets in, he's really effective on the boards.
Yeah, and I think that's large in part due to the foul trouble you saw with Trent Jones in the first half. They're going to put him in there and see if he can right this ship for them.
And Jayon Goodson's already checking into the game. Only 42 seconds into this third quarter as turnovers are starting to affect this Beauregard offense. Pruitt Lee on the left wing to the corner for Will Aaron. He shoots a 3, and he gets it to rattle in.
The generous roll right there. Very generous roll from the corner 3.
41-33 with 7 minutes to go in this third quarter. Jayon Goodson at the top. Gets a screen from Porterfield. Thinks about a 3, passes out to Sinclair. Sinclair on the left wing, drives in, lays it in with a scoop.
That's what you want to see. You want to see him getting to the basket. If they're going to face guard you, you drive on them and get it going.
Gordon takes a charge from Pruitt Lee, and Beauregard is going to try to build off this and get some momentum going.
So how about Tyler Gordon comes out, makes a mistake, drops the ball, loses it out of bounds. Comes in, blocks McNeese on the defensive end, and then draws the charge right there. 2 great plays to make up for that early mistake.
Goodson to the left wing for Gordon. Gordon drives with his left hand and tried to draw a foul, but denied the call. And fortunately for Gordon, it did go out of bounds on a Trinity player, and they'll retain possession.
Yeah, that's just good defense. Just tall body down there standing up on Tyler Gordon.
Goodson's inbounds a little high, and Gordon's going to have to go to the backcourt to retrieve it. Gordon, top of the key, crosses over, left wing for Goodson, covered by Will Aaron. Here's Tyler Gordon to the corner for Sinclair, kind of fumbled a little bit. Mid-range is good. Like you said, if it's a jump shot, it's probably going in from Jay Sinclair. It's 41-37 with 6:14 left in the third quarter. Beauregard putting the pressure on. And that's a good play by Jay Sinclair. Pass was going in to a cutting Trinity player, but he got a hand on it to stop the attack.
Yeah, very active hands. And that little kind of rub action where you're doing a little handoff for Jay Sinclair really works when you're having that guy face guard him.
Lee inbounds to McNeese. Nice pass down to James Thomas. He has to pass it out because he was going to get blocked. Here's Dre Arnold. Arnold, Goodson tries to lay it in. Did he draw a foul? They called a block, so he's going to get some free throws.
Yeah, like I was saying, the possession before, I mean, you saw, if I'm not mistaken, Arnold was in the corner, and he just kind of hands it off to Goodson, or to Sinclair, and right off that quick handoff, it causes just enough separation, which is wide open for Jay Sinclair. I mean, you give him a little bit, and I think you want to see a lot more of that the second half, just get him those good looks.
Gets a separation for Jay Sinclair, and you're going to get points from him. Jayon Goodson was slow to get up, but makes the first free throw. Getting directions from Coach Justin Johnson. Not going to make any substitutions here from either team. Goodson makes it a 2-point game, 41-39 with 6 minutes left in the third quarter. Gordon's going to pressure Pruitt Lee. He's going to pass it off to James Thomas. A steal by Jayon Goodson. Goodson tries to tie it up. Can't get it to fall. Gordon rebound, tries to put it back. Can't do so. Parker Hughes, deep pass down to Will Aaron, who gets blocked by Jayon Goodson. Goodson trying to move fast. Let's see if he does it himself. Nice Euro floater, just short. And Parker Hughes gets the rebound.
What a swat. What a swat by John Goodson.
Here is McNeese, corner to Aaron. Aaron drives with the right, back out to McNeese at the free throw line. He drives. Nice dump off by James Thomas. And, yeah, that's a foul on Jere Arnold.
Yeah, it looked like he kicked him a little bit, just kind of had just the way he fell right there.
It kind of looked like his foot got stuck. He might have got stepped on.
Yeah, it looked like he just kind of got stuck a little bit there.
And they're going to call it a shooting foul. Not sure about that call, but James Thomas will go to the free throw line.
I'm not a big fan of that call. If I'm being 100% honest, it looked like he was driving to pass, and I didn't see any indication that he was shooting in that spot.
Thomas makes the first one to make it 42-39. 5:28 to go in this third quarter. Thomas leaves that one short and splits the pair, but he gets his own rebound because he got tipped up. Here in the corner is Parker Hughes for three. No. A little bit to the left, and here's Tyler Gordon with the rebound. And taking it himself, Sinclair. This is a deep three. In and out. Rebound by Porterfield. He goes up with it. He passes it off. They called a foul. We'll see if they call this one a shooting foul or not. But they don't. They're going to say inbound on the baseline. Porterfield wants a shooting foul. But I believe the referee whistled for it to be on the floor.
Yeah, it looks like there's a little bit of confusion here. Yeah, I think the one ref thinks it's a shooting foul. The other one's trying to say it was on the floor.
Yeah. And the one saying it's on the floor is going to overrule the other.
And I think what Peyton Porterfield could have done better there is a great job getting the rebound. He came down with it and had a one power dribble. If he'd have just caught it high, kept it high, he would have had a better shot at making the shot.
Goodson inbound to Sinclair in the corner. Sinclair going to try to do something himself, but does pass it off to Goodson, who's going to set up the offense. He's covered by Will Aaron on the right wing. Dribbles to his right, goes back left. Off to Gordon for three. It is good. 42-42. We got a tie game.
And the Beauregard faithful are getting into it now.
Crowd's into it. Will Aaron. They say that goes off of Will Aaron, and it's Beauregard basketball.
And you see Arnold getting a little pumped up down there. The crowd's into it. Coach Johnson's into it. Feels like a different energy now. You can feel the momentum going back towards Beauregard.
As soon as Beauregard tied that game up, the energy came right back from the crowd. Beauregard has a chance to take the lead right here. Goodson will take it across the timeline, covered by Will Aaron. Gordon cuts to the left, who just made that three to tie it. Gordon is going to take another one. Does he take the lead? He does! 45-42 with 5.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Pressure being put on by Beauregard. Pruitt picks up the dribble, passes it off to Chase Bulmer. He drives. They're going to call a carry back to Beauregard. And they're going to be able to have a chance to extend this lead.
And that's the problem that you run into if you're Trinity. When you run that box and one coverage, you leave guys like Tyler Gordon with easier threes. You leave guys like John Goodson with easier drives. So, yeah, Jason Clare, you're not leaving them open, but they have guys who can score.
Goodson floater gets called, or gets a foul called on Will Aaron, and he's going to have 2 free throws. No, you're exactly right. Jason Clare, he's been limited. He's been pretty much shut down the entire second quarter, got 2 buckets early in the third, and they really put more pressure on him since then, but it's opened it up for Jayon Goodson and Tyler Gordon.
Yeah, I mean, you saw in the last possession when Tyler Gordon made the last 3 that John Goodson had a nice crossover and probably could have driven to the basket if he wanted to.
Substitutions here. Zeb Baird checks in for Jere Arnold, and looks like it's going to be Bo O'Farrell in for Will Aaron. Jayon Goodson made the first free throw, so it's 46-42. Makes the second one 47-42. Goodson is a 63% free throw shooter. Still putting the pressure on. This brings the energy from the crowd for sure. Gordon falls down, and timeout called by Coach Matt, the right guy for Trinity, as they were close to a 10-second violation. They're trying to figure out how to get past this Beauregard press, especially with all this momentum.
Yeah, it was a good timeout call there. You can see that they were a little stagnant on the other end trying to get the ball across half court. So really good timeout. Keep yourself from another turnover. And, a turnover there on a 10-second violation, this place would have erupted. All the momentum would have been Beauregard. So calm your team down a little bit here, figure out what's going on, and just kind of get back into the groove of things a little bit.
Beauregard's on a 14-4 run to start this third quarter, 4 minutes and 54 seconds into it. So we saw in the first quarter Beauregard dominate. We saw in the second quarter Trinity dominate. And looks like in this third quarter, it's going to be Beauregard who dominates. Is this going to be a case of who has the ball last wins the game?
I hope. If you're Beauregard, you want to really keep this up. Don't do what you did in the first half. Don't get off to a hot start and then squander it away. If they can keep this up through for the entire rest of the game here, especially in this third quarter, I think they can really pull away and distance themselves from Trinity. They just have to be consistent and finish this game out.
They had a chance to in the first quarter when they were up 11 points, and they trailed by 5 at halftime. Here they are up 5 in the second half, pressuring in the backcourt, and this is going to be Chase Bulmer down the lane inside to Bo O'Farrell, and they call 3-second on Chase Bulmer, who's just kind of standing there on the high block.
Yeah, the Trinity fans are not happy about that one. That was a very quick 3-second call.
Yeah, understandably so. He didn't really have a chance to get out of there. Here's Jayon Goodson taking across the timeline, covered by Bulmer. Crossover to his left. Oh, back to his right. Jayon Goodson drives and foul. And he did a backflip.
I'm telling you, athletic. He's bouncy. He's springy. He hits the floor, and he bounces right back up every time.
And they do call a shooting foul right there. He was mauled by 3 guys right there.
Yeah. And you can see the Trinity faithful in the stands. They're still not happy about that 3-second call down here. And
I do think that was the wrong call. He didn't really get a chance to get out of there.
Yeah, it was
pass it off, and he was trying to find somewhere to go.
That was a very fast 3 seconds. If I was to take a guess, I would say someone was in the referee's ear, probably Coach Johnson, maybe a player chirping saying that player was. He might have done that a few possessions
previously,
ago.
Yes.
Yeah, and that might be I'm more aware now. I've been hearing it in my ear this whole time.
Jayon Goodson makes both free throws to make it 49-42 with 3:47 left in the third quarter. Inbounds to Bulmer. He's trapped, but he dribbles out of it. Bulmer, here's Bo O'Farrell, and he tried a Euro. It's kind of awkward, but rebound by Tyler Gordon on the shot. Here is Goodson on the right side, and one. Hesitate a little bit because I didn't know if he was going to call it a charge or a block.
He didn't quite have his feet set there. Still a very good defensive effort right there by Trinity. It was close. It was very close, just didn't quite have the feet set.
And here we are. We talked about just a moment ago. Can Beauregard extend this lead and put it away early? They're trying to do that right now. But Trinity, we saw in the second quarter, they've got fight in them. Goodson cannot convert the three-point play with in and out shot. Andrew McNeese, man, he's trying to fight to get that ball away. And this press for Beauregard is working really well until Zeb Barrett gets called for a foul.
Yeah, he went around him on that one, but they had McNeese down there covered. I mean, great job by him to get out of it.
Well, we'll see how this affects down the stretch, whether it tires out either team. Feels like Trinity has not made as many substitutions as they did in the first half, but we'll see if that changes once we get closer to the fourth quarter. Pruitt Lee trying to find someone to pass to. Gets it off to Andrew McNeese. McNeese looking for someone to pass to. They're going to be close to 10 seconds here. Lee gets it across the timeline, and, man, Zeb Baird tried to draw a foul, and he's not happy with getting called for that because he got an elbow to his chest, but nonetheless, he is called for the foul.
Yeah, he's definitely not happy about that one. I'm sure he's going to get substituted out right here just so he doesn't get in too much foul trouble with 2 quick fouls like that from Zeb Baird.
So here's some substitutions for Trinity. It's Will Aaron and James Thomas coming in for Chase Bulmer and Bo O'Farrell. Trinity will take possession at the midcourt stripe with James Thomas inbounding it in to Pruitt Lee. And he's covered by Tyler Gordon at half court. Right wing for Will Aaron. Nice pump into the corner for Sam McKee. Down low to McNeese. McNeese trying to work Porterfield, but he misses the shot. Here's Jayon Goodson. Goodson down the paint, behind the back. Can't get the layup to fall, but he gets his own rebound. Goodson, Sinclair for 3 from the corner. Wow, it went in and out. It doesn't seem like he likes that basket as much as he does on this side. But here's Pruitt Lee on the left wing. McNeese, he's shooting a 3. The big man knocks it down to make it 51-45. He can drive, and it looks like he can shoot.
It didn't look pretty, but it was in.
And some miscommunication there, but Jason Clare for 3. Answers right back, 54-45. Porterfield and Jason Clare both thought they were getting that pass from Goodson. Sinclair came up with it, shot a 3 and made it. Another 3 from James Thomas. And it will not fall. Rebound by Andrew McNeese. Puts it up. And, oh, man, bodies are flying everywhere.
I think Jayon Goodson might have sold that one a little bit there and might have got a foul called. He ended up on the ground. Trinity's crowd's not happy with it. Jayon Goodson gives him a nice stare down to
Yeah, they did call a push. I'm not sure what player it was on, but you're right. I think Goodson sold it. He sold it well because he got the foul called on him, but it took a lot of selling.
Yeah, I think it was a very ticky-tacky one, and that's just a good play by him. It's going to result in a 1-and-1 chance down there.
Yeah, Beauregard already in the bonus here. Up 54-45 with 2:08 left in the third quarter.
That's Jayon Goodson. That's what he does. He gets those little ticky-tacky fouls. It gets on your nerves. He's got that swagger about him, and he'll nickel and dime you to death.
Well, it looked like he was even ready to talk to the crowd just a moment ago. There is a discussion going on over at the scores table between the referee and the bookkeepers, as well as the scoreboard keeper. The referee heads over. Both coaches at the table, Justin Johnson and Matt Ryguy.
Let's talk about what might have been the most exciting possession to not end in points. A few possessions ago, you have Jayon Goodson go behind the back. It just doesn't quite fall. Gets his own rebound, and then it goes out to Jason Clare, which you're thinking it's automatic. That might have been one of the most exciting possessions I've seen tonight that did not result in points.
Yeah, Goodson did a great job with the crossover behind the back and then getting his own rebound and finding the open Sinclair, who, like you said, you would expect to make it, averaging 22 points per game this year at several 30-point games. Just didn't get it to fall. But, I mean, when you make as many as he's had already, you're bound to miss.
Yeah, and he's made one in this second half. He made his last one. He might maybe trend in the right direction for the rest of this game, which is good for Beauregard.
Long discussion here with both head coaches between the referees. I wonder if they're talking about possibly a flagrant. I mean, they obviously can't review it. We don't have that. But they might be discussing it and trying to figure out what they want to do.
Maybe it was who the foul was on. Maybe they're trying to I can't tell what they're trying to discuss here. Maybe if they're trying to reaffirm who's in the bonus.
I do think that's a possibility. One referee, it seems like, thinks that it should be Beauregard basketball. The other one thinks that they should be shooting free throws.
Yeah, and it seems like they're going to get everything situated down there.
And it will be a 1-and-1 for Beauregard. Jayon Goodson will be shooting the free throws. So we keep getting these big breaks in the action. It probably helps Beauregard regain their stamina so they can keep pressing and keep running the floor every single possession.
Yeah, this is a veteran referee crew. I'll trust what they say. We'll go with the 1-on-1. We'll trust them.
Goodson, first free throw is good. They're going to call a lane violation on Corey Askew. I'm not sure if it was a lane violation or if he went outside. Either way, it's on Corey Askew, and the free throw doesn't count, and Trinity regains possession.
The ball don't like people might come out.
Yes. Will Aaron to the right wing for John Cole. Out to Pruitt Lee on the baseline inside. Tried to get it to McNeese, and McNeese just swatted at Jayon Goodson. Swatted at the ball, but caught Jayon Goodson's arm on the way.
Yeah, and Goodson ended up on the ground that time, and that one was not a flop. That one was a legitimate foul. Had a very clear shot of it right here where we are. And, again, he will nickel and dime you to death. He'll get to that free throw line, and he will shoot free throws all night if you let him.
We'll see if Corey Askew cannot get called for a lane violation this time. Jayon Goodson, first free throw. Goes in and out, but Corey Askew gets the rebound and puts the layup in to make it a 56-45 game with 1:45 left in the third quarter. Here's Will Aaron, stolen by Porterfield. Gordon gets swatted, and that's a good steal. But Jayon Goodson out to the right wing for Porterfield. He drives, dumps it off. 3-second violation. Looks like it's called on Beauregard. Parker Hughes will inbound.
Not really sure who was on there. They looked like they had two people down there with Askew and Gordon, so could have been either of them.
Goodson gets called for a foul. It's going to be 1-on-1 for Trinity. And Goodson, he hit him, and he slid him on the back of the head. Not in a mean way, but in a sportsmanship way.
Yes.
So I almost had you there. But he gets called for the foul, and Pruitt Lee will be shooting free throws to try to make it a single-digit deficit for the Wildcats.
And both teams going to be in bonus from here on out, so.
This game's going to slow down a lot after all these fouls.
Yeah, we're going to see a lot of
so quick.
Yeah, we're going to see a lot of free throws from here on out.
Lee misses the free throw short, and they're going to call an over the back on the 6'5" Andrew McNeese, trying to go over Peyton Porterfield. He got the ball, but over the back is called.
And we're going to go right down to the other end and shoot free throws.
You know, it's not fun when this happens, but it's part of basketball. So here we are as we're in a free throw shooting contest. Beauregard's best free throw shooters, Tyler Gordon, Peyton Porterfield, Corey Askew. Porterfield and Askew both above 80%.
And Porterfield the one who would be going to the line here. And we have yet another discussion at the scoring table. It appears that there might be a little bit of some confusion here as to what's going on.
Yeah, not sure what the discussion is about.
I mean, the clear over the back, I mean, he had the size on him, but the problem is when you have that size, sometimes you want to reach over and grab it when, honestly, you can just kind of go straight up and pick it up. And that's definitely something that, you know, when you have that size advantage, that can really affect you.
Well, as I said, when we had the padding delay in the first half, expect the unexpected in high school basketball, and that's why we're getting plenty of delays, plenty of confusion, and most importantly, all the excitement.
So maybe the call was not on the over the bat there, because it does appear that Jason Clare will be the one shooting the free throws. Maybe that's what they were trying to decide over there, was what the foul was actually called on.
Well, it looks like it'll be actually Tyler Gordon taking the free throws, but still doesn't mean it's them over the back.
Yes, it looked like to me that there was an over the back call
right there on Porterfield.
So I'm not 100% sure what they ended up calling and determining, but it results in a Beauregard free throw.
Gordon misses the free throw, and Beauregard leads 56-45 with a minute and a half left in the third quarter. They're putting the press on here. Pruitt Lee has no one to throw it to, and looks like there was either a timeout. Yeah, I believe there's a timeout called on the court. Yes, by Trinity. They're still trying to figure out how to break this press because they struggle with it.
Yeah, I mean, that was very close to a 10-second. It was very close to a travel right there. He just got it off. So, I mean, the Beauregard press right now is giving Trinity fits. And I'm sure Trinity's over there drawing up a play to try to put in a really good press break right now to get this going, because if they can't get across half court, they're not going to be able to come back in this game. I mean, it sounds obvious, but.
Yeah. It seems like the press has been the difference in the second half, and it's why Beauregard's been able to take the lead. It looks like they're going to hold it going into the fourth quarter, and we'll see if they can keep that lead unlike they did in the second quarter. Inbound to McNeese. They did it quickly. Here comes Parker Hughes. Stop. And gets a foul called on Jason Clare.
That looked like all ball to me.
Yeah, he's not happy about it. And he shouldn't be because it was right in front of us, and you can see it was all ball.
I'll tell you what I liked. I like that play that Trinity ran coming out of the timeout there. I mean, just they
quick down the sideline.
They kept that. They saw something where Beauregard wasn't quite as attentive as they should be right there, and took advantage of it.
They did, and Parker Hughes makes the first free throw to make it 56-46. A minute 20 left in the third quarter. Hughes knocks down the second. They make it a single deficit or single-digit lead for Beauregard. Jason Clare on the right wing hesitates, drives, hits the bottom of the rim. Ball's bouncing around, and it's going to stick with Beauregard because it went off Andrew McNeese. So Corey Assey's going to go to the baseline to inbound it. And he's going to get it to Tyler Gordon at the top of the key. Gordon, nice crossover to his left. Oh, Corey Assey's wide open from the left wing. It was too strong and missed it. Rebound by Parker Hughes. Now Hughes will take it across the timeline, picked up by Jason Clare. Crosses to his left, down the paint, and has a pretty good job of drawing the foul, but it's on the floor, which means it's a 1-and-1 for Parker Hughes.
Yeah, this is a big possession right here for Trinity. You really don't, if you're Beauregard, you really don't want to let them even get a little bit of momentum going in that fourth quarter after what happened, after the difference between the first quarter and the second quarter. So you really want to limit them here and try to keep your momentum going and not let them get back into it mentally.
Trinity continues to claw their way back, and they're not going to go away easily. And we were talking about Beauregard trying to pull away. I'm not sure that's going to happen.
Yeah, it doesn't look like Trinity's going to let down here at all.
Parker Hughes makes the first free throw, 56-48. He's going to get a chance to make it 56-49 with 54 seconds left in the third quarter. Hughes, the 6'4 junior, misses the second free throw. Fight for the rebound. It goes to Chase Bulmer. Top of the key, Pruitt Lee trying to find someone to pass to. Steal by Goodson. Jason Clare to the left, lays it in to make it 58-48 with 40 seconds left. Sam McKee's going to, inbound for Trinity to Chase Bulmer. Back to McKee. McKee covered by Gordon. Across the timeline to Will Aaron. And that ball is tipped up, and lead right there to make sure it doesn't turn over. Will Aaron all by himself on the baseline. And they call a technical foul on Corey Askew, I believe, for slapping the backboard. And I'm not sure about that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it was out of...
I think you can call it goaltending.
Yeah, I mean, it looked like basket interference maybe, but he was going for the ball and just swatted the backboard in...
Peyton Porterfield.
I think Peyton Porterfield is trying to get an explanation as well. He might just be like, so what's the rule?
Parker Hughes is going to take the technical free throws here. Makes the first. It's 58-49. He's going to get a second chance to put Trinity over the 50-point mark. He does just that.
And this is huge for Trinity right here. I mean, you get 2 free throws and a possession. Could really turn the tide in this game.
They could end up being down 5 going into this fourth quarter. We'll see what they do on this possession. Parker Hughes will be the inbounder. Unless they switch it up right here. Looks like they might want Sam McKee inbounding. But they're going to get it into Pruitt Lee. It was covered by Gordon. Right wing for Bulmer. Inside for Hughes. Ball tipped up. Stolen by Jason Clare. Tyler Gordon on the left side. He lays it in. That backboard is slapped. And we're going to get another technical. I believe we are. Just, wow.
And, yeah, all the Beauregard fans are definitely upset.
What in the, I mean.
Like, you called it on us. You got to call it on them, too.
I love high school basketball.
Man,
the difference here is that Jason Clare made his layup, and down here Parker Hughes did not. Jason Clare makes the first free throw with 9.9 seconds left in the third quarter.
And this could turn into 3
Sinclair.
possible possessions for Beauregard because they got the made layup. You're going to get the foul shots, and now you're getting an extra possession out of it. They can really make the best of this situation.
At least a 4-point play. Tyler Gordon's going to be inbounding at half court. 9.9 seconds left.
This is all John Goodson right here all the way, I think.
Goodson with 7 seconds. Here's
nope.
Sinclair on the left wing. Sinclair with 4. Sinclair with 3. Dribbles left. Step back 3 from the corner. It's just short. And we're going to head to the fourth quarter with Beauregard leading 62-50. Jacob Hillman sitting alongside Levi Fitzwater. You're listening to Beauregard Hornets basketball on Weagle 91.1's social media platforms. And it's been a back-and-forth game so far.
Yeah, it's been really back and forth. And
By quarter.
Yes, back and forth by quarter. You've had Beauregard clear edge in the first quarter, and then Trinity came back in the second quarter. Halftime comes around. Beauregard clear advantage in the third quarter. Will it go the same way? Will Trinity come and push this game back? You got to think they will. They haven't shown you anything that might indicate otherwise.
And I said it was 62-50. I believe it's 62-52. So on that layup and the technical foul call on Corey Askew on this side at the end of the third quarter, I believe they counted the basket. So I believe it is 62-52 heading into the fourth quarter. So even though he didn't make the layup, it did count.
Yes, you got to forgive us here just a little bit. The scoreboard is not the most accurate in the world with a couple lights missing.
Yeah, the balls are not very consistent.
Otherwise, crazy.
It very well may be 62-50, but I believe it's 62-52. They counted the basket on this side. But here's Chase Bulmer. He takes the inbound, gets it across the timeline. Right wing for Thomas. Baseline, and they're going to call him out of bounds. Sam McKee was not watching where he was stepping and stepped out of bounds to get the ball right back to Beauregard. Jayon Goodson is going to take it across the timeline.
And he's just dribbling it out, wasting all that time.
Yeah, it looks like we're not going to be seeing the fast Beauregard. Wow, to cross over to the left. But we're not going to be seeing that quick Beauregard offense as we are used to seeing. And he draws a foul right there. Not so sure about it, but
it looked like he just slipped a little bit to me.
Yeah, that's what Goodson does so well, drawing those fouls.
I'll say it every time. No shot clock in Alabama high school basketball. So keep that in mind here with Beauregard has the lead. They can easily just run this clock out.
That's something that I could talk about for days, but we're not going to on this broadcast.
It definitely should be a thing.
First free throw is good. Makes it 63-52 with 7:32 left in the game. We're going to see Bo O'Farrell check in for Will Aaron on the Trinity Presbyterian side. Goodson. Second free, he didn't like it as soon as it came out of his hands. He missed it to the left. Porterfield and Gordon fighting down low with Parker Hughes for the basketball, but he gets it out to Pruitt Lee. Parker Hughes going to make a three right here. No, he's just short. And, man, Porterfield with the block down low. Goodson gets the rebound. Man, it's numbers for Beauregard. Nice pass to Askew, who lays it in to make it 65-52. Trinity in the corner for Thomas. Pass inside. They call a foul on Trinity or Porterfield. And it looks like it was on Sam McKee for Trinity. Oh, wow. They call that on Peyton Porterfield.
Yeah, and even he's shocked about that one. It doesn't look like that was the right call from my perspective, but.
Not sure about that call, but nonetheless, Trinity will have free throws. It'll be Bo O'Farrell at the line.
Yeah, you can see Porterfield was just as confused as we were on that one.
Yeah, it looks like they were just both going for the pass. I don't think there should have been a foul called at all.
No, I think you should just let them play that out. It looked like two guys just going for the ball.
O'Farrell trying to cut this deficit down. He makes the first one to make it 65-53. So I can confirm that it was 52 points going into the fourth quarter.
Yes.
And look who checks into the game, Trent Jones. I mean, this is the first time we've seen him since end of the first quarter, maybe beginning of the second quarter.
Yeah, I mean, he got in foul trouble early, and he's been out most of this game. And now so he's got fresh legs now. He's here to rebound. He's got some fresh legs coming in.
Fresh legs, but he's going to have to be careful. He is going against The 6'3" Parker Patterson down low, but doesn't matter because Hughes made the free throw. Here's Jayon Goodson on the left wing, directing the offense. Trying to cross over Pruitt Lee. Dribbles to his right. Back. Man, he's trying to hit a step back. Goodson passes off to Tyler Gordon at the top. Covered by Bo O'Farrell. And he tries to hit a step back, but passes off to Jason Clare at the top of the key. I'm not sure if they're actually trying to hit a step back. I think they're trying to give that illusion, trying to waste some clock. And 3-second violation called on Corey Askew.
Again, like I said, anytime there's just one of those iffy, ticky-tacky kind of like weird calls that you get, it's always going to go against Corey Askew. Very unfortunate for him.
He's a fighter, though. He shoots 6.4 points per game. He's a great free throw shooter. Here's Chase Bulmer down the lane. Trent Jones trying to avoid getting that foul, and they call it travel. Man, I thought they almost called on Trent Jones, and I think he only has one foul to give before he's fouled out.
Yeah, it looked like I thought they were going to call the foul on Trent Jones. I'm glad they made the correct call there with the travel and didn't take a player out of the game for no reason.
Goodson across the timeline. Beauregard leads 65-54. We approach the 6-minute mark in the fourth quarter. Goodson on the left wing. Crosses to his left. Passes back to Askew. Might have shot that three if the pass was to him. Here's Askew. Baseline. Just running around. Going to run circles.
He's running circles, running the clock out.
Askew just did a full circle. Now he's covered by James Thomas. He goes to the corner. Man, that crossover.
And that got the Beauregard crowd up there.
Any other point in this game, he would have shot that, and that would have been a SportsCenter top 10 like play. Askew goes for the layup and gets a foul. And, you know, Coach Johnson might not be happy with that because you could probably kill another minute left. Because, I mean, I don't know. It didn't look like Trinity was really going after the ball handler. So, but he drew a foul, so I don't think Coach Johnson is as frustrated with that, and we're going to get a timeout on the floor.
Yeah, I don't agree with Trinity's approach on that. They seem way too conservative on defense there, just to allow Beauregard to run the clock out like that. I would expect them to come out after this timeout and really be more aggressive. Maybe go to a half-court press or a full-court press and really try to put pressure on them, not let Beauregard do that.
And Levi says that because Trinity trails 65-54 with only a 5:38 left in the game. And we've seen how quickly this game can just flip the script. Yeah. We've seen it 3 times so far tonight. And we'll see what Trinity can do now. Do we think that Trinity can press well enough to do that?
We haven't seen them do that all game. So we'll see if they can. I don't think they'll be able to with the athletes that Beauregard has. But
I mean, Beauregard practices against the press.
That's what I'm saying.
They run it.
This is Beauregard's bread and butter. So I don't think Trinity can do a well enough job to really make Beauregard uncomfortable to make it worth it per se. But we'll see. I mean, they could be the best pressing team in the country that we've never heard of. I doubt that because I feel like we'd have seen it earlier in this game. But
well, both teams take the floor again. Corey Askew at the charity stripe. His first free throw is good to make it 66-54. And Askew is an 83% free throw shooter, averaging 6.4 points per game. Trent Jones still in the game for Beauregard in the foul trouble as Askew makes his second free throw. Beauregard leads by 13 with 5.5 minutes to go. Trinity looking to claw their way back in. And they call a carry right there on Bo O'Farrell. And you got to think that Beauregard's doesn't have a chance to put this game away.
Yeah, Beauregard's not letting up at all. They're running that full court press still. It's worked. It's kept Trinity uncomfortable, and they're going to keep running that until the end of this game.
And Goodson inbounds it over Tyler Gordon's back. O'Farrell trying to avoid getting a foul called on him. And they switch. And Goodson's going to take it at the top. And he's going to dribble right and drive. Little scoop layup is just short. Rebound by Chase Bulmer. Steal by Trent Jones. What an aggressive play with 4 fouls. And ball's going all over the place. And these guys are diving all over the place. And Bulmer goes up and fouls called on Tyler Gordon.
Man, just talk about the effort.
A scramble.
Just talk about the effort on both teams there. You see Goodson hit the deck. You have Trent Jones with 4 fouls swatting at it and taking that risky steal. And then he ends up on the ground trying to get the ball again. and just bodies everywhere. You love the effort that both teams are putting forth with plays like that.
Chase Bulmer at the free throw line, a 5'10 senior, makes the first free throw to make it 67-55 with 5 minutes 11 seconds left in this ball game. And Bulmer, second free throw is good. 67-56. And it looks like Trinity's going to start to press. Into Gordon. Goodson going to analyze the defense, try to split it, but passes off to Askew. Goodson passing. Here we go. Trinity gets a steal. Bulmer inside to O'Farrell, who reverse layup. It's too strong, and looks like Chase Bulmer was called for a reach-in foul on Trent Jones.
Yeah, good rebound there by Trent Jones. And Beauregard seemed to come out a little hesitant right there on that press break. They just didn't seem like they had a lot of energy. Were just lackadaisical, just passing it back and forth through that triangle. And I'd like to see a little bit more effort out of them because, Trinity got the steal out of it, and they could probably get a few more if they keep playing like that.
We talk about how Askew excels at the free throw line. Trent Jones, he struggles. He's a 28% free throw shooter, and he just missed the first one. So we'll see if he can get it turned around the rest of this game, and that's probably the guy that Trinity's going to be looking to foul.
Yeah, that's what he needs to add to his game because playing down low, he gets a lot of opportunities at the free throw line. If he could work on that game, he could really take it to the next level.
Averages 7.8 points per game and 7.4 rebounds per game. So he'd probably almost be averaging a double-double. He makes his free throws, and he makes the second one to make it 68-56 with 4:55 left in this game. 12-point lead. I believe this is the biggest lead of the night for Beauregard since 11-point lead in the first quarter. Here comes Will Aaron on the baseline. Gets swatted by Trenton Jones, and Jayon Goodson hits him on the chest to say, I like that fight.
He's not afraid to go in there. 4 fouls and still scrapping down there. Just good playing. I mean, you love the effort from the young man.
Mostly Pruitt Lee inbounding on the baseline. Gets it into the big man, but Trent Jones, he's been out of the game so far. Jayon Goodson lays it in to make it 70-56. But, I mean, that play is made by Trent Jones, who saw it going to Andrew McNeese and swatted it out of the backcourt. He's flying all over the court.
There he is again, another one.
Trent Jones has been out since the end of the first quarter, the beginning of the second quarter. He's got those fresh legs, and he is flying around the court, making plays all over it.
Oh, man, he's everywhere. He's trying to cram a whole game's worth of basketball that he missed in the last 4 minutes.
That he is, and this will be Jayon Goodson just swatting that out of bounds. James Thomas, he trying to inbound it.
And
but Goodson read it perfectly.
Looks like they're having fun out there on defense. I mean, they're swatting everything away. They're active hands.
It's like a
defense.
volleyball game.
Yeah, this ball is definitely like a volleyball game.
Goodson almost got another one. Inbound by Sam McGee. McKee trying to get someone. Here is McNeese driving with the left hand. And that's a good play, especially against Jones, who still hesitant with the 4 fouls. There's Tyler Gordon across the timeline. Gets doubled. Goodson, and he's just going to sit back and let the defense come to him. Crosses to his left. Side 3-point line, backs back out.
And he's got all the time in the world.
He does. Down to 4 minutes left. Gordon gets to the corner, passes to Goodson. Close to the midcourt stripe. Pruitt Lee comes and covers him. And they're going to double him now. But he's going to get it to the top for Askew.
Yeah, Beauregard's got to be careful going in that corner.
Sinclair, he's going to shoot it. And he's going to make it. But that's Jay Sinclair, who likes to make threes.
You tell them in that situation only layups, but that shot for Jay Sinclair is just about as efficient as a layup.
And with 3:38 left and Beauregard leading by 15, Andrew McNeese gets called for a backcourt violation. Another ticky-tack call I'm not sure about, but it will be Beauregard basketball.
Yeah, it works for Beauregard in that situation. And Beauregard's got to be careful when they have the ball. Trinity's trying to trap them in that corner right there.
And, hey, they are going to overturn the call. Like I said, it was pretty close and probably the wrong call. So Trinity's going to get the ball back. I mean, as soon as it happened, you saw McNeese point at the ground, pointing at his feet and say, I'm not across the half-court line.
Yeah.
So he checks back into the game after getting pulled. And Trinity needs points desperately here. Pruitt Lee's going to take it across the timeline with 3.5 minutes left. trailing by 15. Inside to McNeese. He drives and kicks to Will Aaron. Back to McNeese. McNeese drives and lays it up. Probably one of the foul there. Here's Goodson. They're pressing, but Goodson is flying by them. Goodson to the basket, draws a foul with 3:18 left in this game.
The Beauregard guards are so fast that Trinity can't even set up their press. I mean, by the time the ball goes in, they're already going down the court because that's their offense. That's how they play the game.
And credit
normally.
Trent Jones for inbounding the ball immediately right there, giving them zero chance to do it.
Awareness. I mean, that's just how Beauregard likes to play, and it feeds into what they do well.
Jayon Goodson makes the first free throw, 74-60. Beauregard leading over Trinity Presbyterian. Goodson makes a second. Hughes inbounds it, then gets it right back. Looks like he's going to take it up court. Guarded by Goodson. Out to Pruitt-Lee. Goes baseline on Jones. Jones trying to get another swat. Rebound by McNeese. Lays it up and in for the and one. That's a great play by Andrew McNeese. Fought on the board and went right back up with a strong left hand to get the and one.
Yeah, just really good effort right there by McNeese. I mean, just strong finish right there by him.
6'5", 205 pounds he's listed at. And Beauregard doesn't have anyone close to that.
No. I mean, he has a clear size advantage over everybody on that court.
Trent Jones is the closest at 6'3", 195, but I mean, looking at them, they don't compare.
And
I believe Trent Jones just fouled out.
Yeah,
so
Trent Jones, they will be done right there.
But what an effort from him in this quarter.
Oh, man, he came out and made the most of his time that he had in this fourth quarter. So, yeah, props to him.
So McNeese at the free throw line trying to convert the three-point play. Cut this deficit to 12. He does just that, man. That is a pure stroke by a big man.
It looks like they're doing a little offense-defense substitution here for Trinity, trying to get McNeese on the bench, keep him hydrated.
They're going to want to use him on the offensive end.
Yep.
And they got this quick lineup out here trying to keep up with these Beauregard point guards. And here's Jayon Goodson. Let's see what he can do. Passes off to Tyler Gordon. Back to Goodson. And Chase Bulmer picks him up. Pruitt-Lee's going to come over to help. Oh, my Lord. He splits the defense and gets it out to Gordon. Oh, not a good pass. Sinclair saves it, and it's stolen away by Sam McKee. Pruitt-Lee down low to James Thomas, who lays it up, but blocked by Jayon Goodson. Peyton Porterfield picks it up, passes off to Corey Askew, and, I mean, those are the plays that you got to convert if you're Trinity, and not going to be able to cut it. And Peyton Porterfield's not looking for that pass, but he catches it anyway, and they call a foul right there on Sam McKee, I believe, and Jayon Goodson makes three anyway.
He wasn't even – he was fooled by the no-look pass right there.
He was. Luckily, he was looking, so he didn't know.
Yes.
He bobbled it and caught it, but he's at the free throw line looking to extend this lead.
One of the better free throw shooters on this team for Beauregard.
89% coming into this game. Looking to improve that number. And does not get the friendly roll.
I'm just going to stop talking.
75-63 Beauregard leads Trinity with 2:26 left in this game. I mean, it's not over at all. If Beauregard misses free throws and Trinity makes the most on the offensive end, you never know what can happen.
I mean, I've seen crazier things happen. I mean, they can really fight back in this game, and that's the kind of luck you need. You need an 89% free throw shooter to miss both of them.
But you need to get the rebound on the ground, and Gordon misses the layup, but here's Pruitt-Lee down with the left hand, lays it in.
He might have got away a little bit with an offensive pass.
Yeah.
He didn't quite extend it, but he made the most out of that. He definitely tiptoed.
He flashed it.
Yeah, he tiptoed on the borderline right there of what is allowed.
And like that, we have a 10-point game with 2:13 left. What's Beauregard got to do to not let Trinity go on a run, because they're starting to squeak towards that territory.
I mean, don't get too conservative, but don't make stupid mistakes. I mean, just get the ball down the court, run your offense, make them come to you, make them foul you, make them commit plays, and then it comes down to making free throws.
Obviously, and we said on the last possession, when you see the 89% free throw shooter miss both of them, if you're Trinity, you got to take advantage of that.
Yeah, and that's what Trinity needs to happen. Trinity needs for guys like Porterfield to miss free throws. They need guys like Corey Askew to miss free throws. You got to have some of these guys who are almost automatic missed free throws. So we'll see.
We'll see what the strategy is coming out of the timeout for Beauregard, trying to extend the lead and not put a ton of pressure into the last few minutes of this game. Goodson inbounds it to Askew. Right back to Goodson, and that's just beautifully drawn up. That is chemistry between the two, and they're not going to get guarded there. But Gordon gets the ball stolen away by Parker Hughes. Fight for it down low. Foul is called on Beauregard.
And it looks like it's on Zeb Baird again. I'm not 100% sure.
Free throws are upcoming for Parker Hughes. He's been all over the court tonight, scoring, getting rebounds, played some great defense.
Yeah, Zeb Baird not happy about it, and that's his fifth, and he's out of the game. So a little bit thin right now at the post position.
This is the risk they run with running that full court press throughout the game, but they do have a deep bench, and you got several guys down there that can check in if needed.
And what's worse here for Beauregard is you're giving Trinity the option to shoot free throws. And if I'm not, I would assume that they're going to try to substitute someone back in, maybe stop the clock to get their press breaks sat up, which they had been doing previously. Doesn't look like they'll do it here.
Hughes split the pair. And there's the full court press. Porterfield to Askew. Covered by Aaron. To Gordon. Back to Askew. To Porterfield on the left. Askew in the middle. Gordon on the right. Askew in the middle. Dribbles left. And Jayon Goodson is going to do his thing right here. Covered by Parker Hughes. They're going to call the bump. They call a block right there on Hughes. And Goodson will go to the free throw line.
And it looks like they're trying to, you can see the coach for Trinity. You can see him over there trying to tell his team to foul. And I couldn't quite catch who he was trying to tell them to foul specifically, but he was definitely trying to get them in a beneficial situation. I couldn't tell if they were trying to get Jason Clare, who surprisingly is only a 55% free throw shooter despite having one of the best strokes in this gym. So I don't know if that was maybe he's pure stats and going off of that, or if he was trying to get Peyton Portersfield, who is an 89% free throw shooter but missed his last pair.
Well, Goodson makes his first free throw, and Trinity subs back in their offensive lineup with Andrew McNeese down the low block. Second free throw is missed by Goodson. Here comes Pruitt Lee. I mean, he's looking McNeese's way. He gets it to him, but Porterfield right there. Oh, no. Porterfield not happy with what McNeese did. That's not a good play by Porterfield. He lost his cool there. And it's a mistake by Andrew McNeese. He just happened to be stepping on his foot, and Peyton Porterfield threw the ball at him, and I think he's ejected from the game. I mean, whether that's the referee decision or Justin Johnson's decision.
Or his own decision, because he walked straight to the locker room. And that's just something you can't do. I'm not sure the conversations that have been had between the two throughout the game. I'm not sure 100% what was going on through that situation. From an outside perspective, it looks like a kid who just lost his cool and turned around and spiked the ball at somebody's face.
Yeah, I would have to imagine. I mean, McNeese has done a great job down in the paint, down low. And, I mean, I think just the size advantage is probably frustrated Porterfield having to deal with that all game. So, yeah, and it's an unfortunate situation.
And you see Coach Johnson, he's signaling to Porterfield's parents to notion them to go in the locker room. I'm sure there's certain ramifications they have to take here, because safety is of the utmost importance, and you can't have that in high school basketball.
Well, McNeese he wears the eye goggles, so that's.
Yeah, I'm hoping those aren't.
I think he's fine. He's on the bench. He's smiling. He knows he got in Porterfield's head. So
yeah, I don't think McNeese did anything wrong there. I mean, if from what it looked like, it didn't seem like he.
I think it was the play throughout the game, and then he happened to be stepping on his foot.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen anything to indicate that McNeese has done anything beyond the scope of. It doesn't even seem like he's been jawing with anybody throughout the game. It just seems like he's been playing a clean basketball game so far.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I said, I think it was just frustration. I mean, it's hard to guard that man. So
yeah, and
I think it stems from that.
I think so too. I think it just stems from frustration. It's sad because Peyton Porterfield has done a relatively good job when matched up with McNeese throughout the game. So
yeah,
we'll see how this happens. I'm not sure what's going on there.
I imagine it's a flagrant too, so that's what they're trying to sort out.
Yeah, I mean they have to sort everything out here and make sure. I assume that between the two teams, make sure that this isn't going to spiral into something else. 'Cause that's
You're right.
That's exactly what you don't want to happen here.
I don't see that being an issue. You didn't see any of the benches come on the court. No one really. I mean, that was between those two players, and
I'll give it to McNeese because as a bad play as that
he
was,
did not
on Beauregard,
retaliate.
he immediately he looked about as baffled as we did. He kind of just
That thing's a
he
shot.
kind of just sat there, and I'm sure he's mad. I mean, anybody
wouldn't
who
be?
gets anybody who gets in the face with a basketball is going to be mad. So he definitely. I'm going to give props to that young man. He definitely handled that with an amazing class and character right there that
Absolutely.
you don't see. You don't see that maturity at the high school level as much. It doesn't really get an opportunity to shine through like it did just there.
Well, looks like there was. Oh, you know what? I think
They have to.
there's a
There
foul.
is the foul. There is the foul that was on McNeese that they still have to shoot for, and it'll be Casey Cap shooting those.
Yes, and another ramification of Porterfield being ejected is he's their best free throw shooter. So Beauregard loses their best free throw shooter in times where it's crucial to have that.
It's also their only
Big man that they have left.
that they have left.
And look down on the floor. The tallest player out there for them is probably Jade Sinclair at 6'1". Everyone else under 5 or 6 feet tall.
Yeah, I mean they have a lot of young guys who can contribute throughout at the post position. I mean, you have guys like Alex Cash. His older brother was on the team last year. I mean, you've seen the freshmen step in for a couple minutes here and there, but for the most part, you just really don't have anybody down low with Barrett out, with Jones out, and now with Porterfield out.
They'll have to use their athleticism. Game reset, minute 34 left and counting. Beauregard leads 77-67, and Tyler Gordon gets the steal. Jayon Goodson picks it up. Jayon Goodson is hit on the back, and it's a blocking foul. So Goodson will go to the free throw line.
Yeah, and that foul looked a little. It looked a lot rougher than it was. I think.
gonna say.
It looked like a clothesline.
That's
from
Jayon
our
Goodson
angle.
for you.
But I think that's just how fast Jayon Goodson was going because I mean, it didn't seem like there was any ill intention on that one, and it's what you want to see. You don't want to see
that is
anything bad like that
a
happen.
concern going forward after what just happened. But Matt, we hope for this game to end cleanly.
And I believe Bulmer just fouled out there, if I'm not mistaken, on that play as well. So
he does check out of the game, and Sam McKee comes in for him.
Just fouls everywhere.
I mean, we've been in the bonus since several minutes left in the third quarter. Jayon Goodson misses the free throw. High fives the non-existent teammates on the wings.
Yeah, interesting there. Hopefully we can get a hold of Coach Johnson afterwards and ask him. There's a lot of points to ask him about what happened in this game.
Absolutely. Goodson makes the second free throw, so it's 78-67. Three-pointer on the way for Trinity. It's no good. Rebound by Parker Hughes. Another three from Pruitt Lee is good. 78-70. Trinity looking to claw their way back in with a minute 09 left. And the foul is called right there by, not sure who it's on, but Trinity will be shooting free throws. Or excuse me, Beauregard will be shooting free throws.
Yeah, immediate foul right there. Just going down by 8 points. I mean, you have a chance here. John Goodson, an above-average free throw shooter, but hasn't been perfect for this game by any stretch of the imagination.
It is crucial to make those free throws. Goodson makes the first one. No substitutions this time. Goodson rattles one in and out, 79-70. Pruitt Lee down the left sideline. Hesitates, hands off to James Thomas. For three, he airballs it. Parker Hughes right there, though, turns, goes up with it. Oh, he almost got an and one right there, but he's going to the free throw line.
Yeah, that was a really good play over here. Just a nice little dribble handoff for the shot. Fortunately went wide. And again, Trinity staying around, not letting up at all. Just, you don't have to shoot three-pointers here. You would like to make three-pointers, but you take what you can get right here.
First free throw goes around the world and out.
That's one you got to make for Trinity. That's one you have to have.
79-70. Parker Hughes trying to make the second free throw. He does make it 79-71 with 57 seconds left. Casey Capps gets fouled quickly. That's a quick whistle right there.
That was a very quick whistle. I didn't even see a hand on him yet. That was quick.
So Capps will go to the free throw line. with a 43% free throw percentage. Up 8 points with 54.8 seconds to go.
And Casey Caps didn't really get to play too much today, but, you know, with all the foul trouble, someone's got to step up, and we'll see if Casey Caps can do that here with these free throws.
No friendly rolls tonight on these. I mean, these rims seem hard.
Yeah, these are some hard rims there, and I mean, no generous bounces for Casey Caps. No generous bounces for really anybody tonight at all.
And he misses the second one. Rebound by Sam McKee. Up to Parker Hughes. Tries to get at the corner for Will Aaron, not quick enough. Here's Pruitt Lee. Here's Parker Hughes for three from the right wing. Back iron. Ball comes right over here to the scores table. And looks like it's going to go over to Beauregard. That ball was slapped all the way from the right wing.
Yeah, they're lucky I didn't get it. This is my range right here.
From 30 feet.
Behind the bleacher over here, trick shot. I'm going to hit it right off that light and knock it right into the basket.
We don't need any more delays, okay, Levi? So Jayon Goodson gets the inbound pass. And that ball is fumbled around. They call it jump ball.
Out of all the things that could have been called there, that might be the most shocking.
So it does stick with Beauregard.
That's a very interesting call there, to say the least.
Yeah, I couldn't quite tell. It definitely went off someone. It definitely was a clean play. I couldn't tell who it went off of, but
maybe the referee couldn't either. Maybe that's why the jump ball was called.
And foul's called quickly. Slow into this game with all the fouls.
Yeah, and it was such a high pace earlier that it's kind of crazy to think that we've ended up at this position here.
This game's gone as long as it possibly could have. And Jayon Goodson will be at the free throw line. Makes the first one to make it 80-71 with 35.7 seconds to go. Byron Mason checks into the game for Beauregard for Casey Caps.
There's still time. There's still time. I mean, it's not completely over yet, but it's getting very close to it.
81-71. Pruitt Lee on the left wing shoots a three. Air ball, and Coriaski gets the rebound, and that's probably one of the last-ditch efforts for Trinity. There's 30 seconds left, and I might be reaching to say it's comebacks in play, but
I think if Beauregard makes the free throws here and a missed shot by Trinity, I think you'll see them call off the dogs. I don't think there'll be any more fouls here. You'd be down by 12 at that point. I don't think you.
Askew makes the first free throw. He is the second best free throw shooter on this team at 83%. Substitutions made by Trinity. Jim Portis and John Cole Portis checks in. Excuse me, that is correct. Corey Askew makes a second. 83-71. McKee in to Jim Portis. Across the timeline. Passes to McKee. He drives down. And he stops and shoots a three. And it's in and out. Rebound by Portis. Tries to go with the reverse. Can't get it. Tyler Gordon gets the rebound. And passes off to Corey Askew. And Askew's going to stop. They call the dogs off. 8 seconds left. Beauregard's going to go on to win this game 83-71. Their record's going to move to a 4-3 two-game winning streak. And they will be facing Auburn High School tomorrow night.
Again, a nice bounce-back effort, hopefully, against what they did the last time they played Auburn, where it came down to a buzzer-beating shot that unfortunately didn't go Beauregard's way. So we'll see if we can get a word with Coach Johnson real quick. Hopefully he can enlighten us on some of the things that might have happened today.
Beauregard wins 83-71 in this matchup tonight. Jason Clare went off in the first quarter, was limited in the second quarter, and came back to do well in the third quarter again. And as Levi tries to get Coach Johnson, Beauregard will be heading to Auburn tomorrow night to face another 7A opponent. They beat Smith Station last Friday. Wiggles' next broadcast will be on Friday against Pike Road. You can catch that here on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. And it looks like we have Coach Johnson on the way. First of all, Coach Johnson, congratulations on the win. That's a 2-game winning streak now. You head into Auburn tomorrow. Let's talk about tonight. And what was the difference in the second half? After having a lead in the first quarter, giving it up in the second quarter, what happened in the second half to hold on to that lead?
I made a couple threats in the locker room in practice. I just told them they didn't play the defense and turn up the intensity like I wanted to see, that they were going to be sitting next to me. And after we get through playing Auburn tomorrow, I was going to run them till their legs fell off. So that's basically what it was.
Was the focus on the press defense in the second half?
I think that it was on. I wanted to do a little bit more man-to-man, but I pressed them. I wanted to try to press, and when I saw they couldn't handle it, I said we're just going to press for the rest of the game. Because they had some excellent shooters, and they set screens like an NBA team. They were setting all those back screens. So I said, I got to get them before they can get down to the set screen. So that's what the press came from. And my assistant coaches, Coach Eric Finley, and Coach Ty Ford, they're the one who told me just go and press them. So they get the credit for that press because they told me to press them, so I did it.
Yeah, it looked like they were trying to flex you to death down there.
Oh, man.
When y'all were running the man on them, they were trying to run it to the fullest, it seemed like down
and
there.
they did. They're the only other team that I seen run that flex like Auburn. They run it just as good as Auburn. And that was a great tune-up for Auburn tomorrow because that's what we're going to get tomorrow. They're going to flex us.
Well, Jason Clare, he started off the game hot, made 4 3-pointers, and it looked like Trinity, they really put a man on him, put him in his face. What was the adjustment to get everyone else involved and score a lot for you guys?
Yeah, they boxed and won, Jay, and when they boxed and won him, it took me maybe a quarter or so, and I just put him in the short corner. So when I put him in the short corner, I knew that my guards were better than their guards. So they didn't have a guard at the top of the wing because they had one less man. So I just overloaded the top side, and it gave me Tyler Gordon hit 2 big threes back-to-back, and they got out of it when he hit those 2 threes.
It's funny because we were during the broadcast, we were talking about how Trinity could stop him, and we talked about going to that box and one look, and it seemed that almost instantly they went straight to that. I'm not sure if somebody was listening.
You called it out for
I'm
them.
not sure if someone was listening and told them, hey, you should probably do that. So John Goodson didn't get to start tonight. Was there any reason for that specifically, or just?
It's nothing. Just Jayon. Jayon's a guy. He's the ultimate leader. And with Jayon, he said he felt better seeing what the other team was in first and then coming off the bench. So it takes a lot. I told him that's a senior. It takes a lot for a senior to say bench me, coach. And I give him all the credit. He tells me to bench him, and I tell him it's not who starts the game, it's who finishes the game. So that's just a little twist we're going with right now. I can't say that I'm going to do that every game because he's dynamic. He's probably the most dynamic player I have as far as with the ball in his hands. But it gives me a nice little wrinkle. It gives me an instant offense coming off the bench.
Well, Coach, big win. Congratulations. Good luck tomorrow night against Auburn, and we'll see you on Friday night.
Okay,
Thank you.
Thank you, Coach.
Hey, Coach.
And that was a fantastic game by Beauregard, especially to close it out in the second half when in the second quarter they gave up a big lead. So thank you to Coach Johnson for that interview. And looking ahead to Auburn, like he said, Auburn flexes, and this team did just that, and they did it just as well.
Coach Grant's going to do that to death. I mean, he was doing it when I was in high school, and I had to play against Auburn my freshman year, and I just remember that's the bread and butter of what the Auburn Tigers love to do. And, again, it's good practice. That's a great tune-up. I mean, that's the best practice you could probably get. So, I mean, I think you got to take this game and move forward with it and take all the silly stuff that happened. Take the fouls, take the Porterfield play out of it, and just really come together. Try to limit that. Try to limit the foolishness and just kind of just play basketball. Come out and play basketball tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, hey, if you look at a positive from tonight, Trenton Jones did get in foul trouble, and because you get the win, you can look at that as a positive because he didn't play so much tonight. He's going to have the fresh legs tomorrow. Another big 7A opponent for Beauregard, against Auburn after defeating one on Friday. I mean, it's going to be an exciting one. We're not going to have the broadcast, but we will see at some point down the road. And thank you for tuning in for Beauregard versus Trinity Presbyterian here on Weagle 91.1 FM's social media channels, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. You go to weagle.fm.com for more sporting news. For Levi Fitzwater, Jacob Hillman saying so long from Beauregard High School, where they defeated Trinity Presbyterian 83-71.
Thank you for listening to Beauregard Men's Basketball here on WEGL 91.1 FM or online at WEGLFM.com. For more game highlights and full broadcasts, search WEGL 91.1 FM on SoundCloud and on iTunes. Join us again for the next broadcast as the Beauregard Hornets look to fight their way to the state tournament. Go Hornets!
Outside, outside, looking at the stars, staring with my mouth wide. I ain't letting nobody stop me this time. With every single level that I reach and I climb, they ask, are you from outside, outside? Everything around me I create with my mind. Working too hard, I don't want no downtime. Put my team on, they gon' shine when I shine. We can take this outside, outside. Looking at the stars, staring with my mouth wide. I ain't letting nobody stop me this time. Every single level that I reach and I climb, they ask, are you from outside, outside? Everything around me I create with my mind. Working too hard, I don't want no downtime. Put my team on, they gon' shine and I shine. We can take this